And babes, let's go. I think this should be fine now. Let's refresh. Yeah, sure. Enable the setting. Share my clips. I don't care. Okay, it should be fine now. I think. Hopefully. We have fun here. We have fun here. I'll delete the previous VOD from the stream anyway because it was just nonsense and bump for nothing. Let me check my OBS stream. I think this is fine now. I think it's okay now. Oh yeah, I'm not logged in. But it's very hard for me to tell, unfortunately, because I can't get the audio up without causing a feedback loop. So if somebody else who
Everyone can stop talking and I'll turn it on and I'll tell you what's going on.
All right, sure.
Seems to be fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I figured out what was happening. I was streaming the audio onto itself in sort of infinite recourse. Thank you, Paraguay, for letting us know. We should be good now.
So what is the deal with submarine food?
Wax, before we start, I have a question. How did Hotspur currently 16th on the relegation table?
What's the question? Sorry.
How would you feel if they actually got relegated?
Oh, how would I feel if they got relegated? I wouldn't feel great. It'd be pretty bad. But I have trust in Igor Tudor. I trust the Croatian. Trust the mad Croatian. I trust him with my life.
What if you win the Champions League in the same season you get relegated?
Champions League and Championship, it's never been done. Could be good. Could be fun.
The mentality of a Spurs fan.
I think we're more likely to win the Champions League than get relegated. I will just say that. I think Europe is so weak right now, and I think
you're probably not getting relegated. Nottingham and
I think we will find
great.
I think we'll beat Arsenal tomorrow. I'm gonna be real. I genuinely think Arsenal are so spooked that we beat them. I think it's gonna happen. Anyway, we can't.
I'll actually be so angry if Manchester City wins. I don't even really care about football, but I hate Manchester City.
I don't. I mean, anyone but scum. Anyone but scum. Anyway, we can't talk ball on a PRCast. Come on.
It hasn't started yet, so it's okay.
It hasn't started yet. That's why.
Who would win the World Cup in the CBR? So then that first raises the question, like, where was football invented in the CBR cylinder? And then, like, where did it become popular?
So football was invented in England and Scotland. So Scotland still exists, so we can have Scotland.
Okay.
Oh yeah, just so you know, I'm probably staying here for like an hour tops, maybe a bit more.
That's okay.
Because I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to a different city for something tomorrow, and that requires me to be out of the house by 10 a.m. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, you are suppressed. Nope, Copter is suppressed. Nope, can't speak for some reason.
Huh.
Unlike me, who is depressed. If we assume that the same areas of the world produce the same level of quality of footballers, which obviously wouldn't happen.
Oh, no, Copter. It's push to talk.
Yeah, it is push to talk.
You're also still muted. You have not unmuted.
Portugal being very strong with both Spain and Portugal's players. Obviously, I think
What
most
is the
Brazilian
press-
players are going to come under the Podagara. And most Argentinian players are going to come under. Well, it's
I
tricky
have no idea
because
why.
is in Guaycuru.
Wait, why doesn't Nope have speaking perms?
Nope has a that doesn't make sense because JDT is speaking terms, and JDT and Nope have the exact same roles.
Nope is forbidden. Nope is simply forbidden to talk.
You don't have perms for voice activated speaking. You should have perms for push to talk.
Yeah, if you change your settings to push to talk, that should work. We're muting Nope so until he pledges to not shit talk all of his own civs. we're muting Nope until he stops doomering.
Yeah, no, doomering is so it's so unproductive. We all know Cebu is actually going to win. There's no point doomering.
Chat, I just poured water. I just poured water all over my kitchen floor.
Good job.
It's not ideal.
You got 5 minutes.
Shit. Fuck. So yeah, if you're watching this on VOD, we'll be starting in about 5 minutes, so you can just wind on to them. Inevitably, we'll be starting a little bit after 5 minutes, because somebody will say, oh, give me a second, I'm going to join in a second.
Maybe you should just like.
There we go.
get rid of
Nope,
it.
try it now. I had changed the wrong setting. I had changed it. I changed the wrong setting, so it was not. It should be fixed now. It should be push to talk now.
You have put me back on push to talk now, Kira.
Oh, great.
If you could unpush to talk Wilsey.
Yeah, let me.
Just unpush to talk everybody for a second.
Give me a role that's like special snowflake. It's still not working.
Administrator. Now you don't have. Now Wilsey does not have to push to talk.
Just unpush to talk everybody for a second. Because I think something's wrong with Nope.
Just jump out of the voice chat and then jump back in. So that
we could just make Nope admin for the duration. Okay, that's
there. You're working now. It's working.
There we go.
Yes.
Sweet. That's all good. Paraguay says, wait, the podcast maybe slightly delayed like a hiatus? Oh my god. Riot, everyone.
Yeah, there might be like a 2-minute hiatus.
Paraguay says, MFW, 4 minutes until real podcast, and we have muted people, industrial accidents, and doomerism. I wouldn't call pouring water on the kitchen floor an industrial accident. It was more like I tried to empty the kettle into the sink and missed the sink.
There was a toxic dihydrogen monoxide spill. That sounds like an industrial accident to me.
I kind of wish it had been an industrial accident, because that would be less embarrassing. An industrial accident in the kitchen would be less embarrassing than I tried to pour out my kettle and missed the sink. So, yeah, I assume Lynn is not joining.
She's probably arriving in Portland around now.
Oh. Iris has also messaged me to say that she may join later. She's interested in joining, but is feeling a bit spaced.
Yeah.
Also, her dad is here.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. He's being all Iris's daddy. I think that will be all of us then. That's fine. I mean, that's fine. We don't want every power ranker. It will just turn into the longest podcast in world history.
You don't want every power ranker.
No, that will become like just screaming.
That's what
I mean,
that's what the stream was for the first 5 minutes before we figured out what's going on.
What the hell even happened there?
I don't know.
Those of you who are late to the stream, you missed the experimental years of the stream. You missed our experimental era where we were sort of working with like feedback loops and
The
The audio was just
kind of a Mersbo-esque soundscape.
the tormented screams of damned souls in hell was what the audio was like.
moment of the boss was I either joking.
Okay, PRCast is delayed until I finish making. Oh, that's an iris.
Oh shit, it's Myris.
It's Iris. IRIS. It's Iris. I thought I heard it was some obscure Polish meme. I swear I heard a Javol in there. I'm afraid I don't know any obscure Polish memes. My Polish memes kind of start and end at Poland cannons to space.
Wow.
Invest in Eastern Poland? Surely you know that one.
Yeah, I know invest in Eastern Poland.
Okay. For those just joining, we're about to start in a moment.
Yeah, the PRcast is
hey,
is
Iris.
on the Please Riot. It's indefinitely delayed brackets until I finish making my cup of tea.
I'm Lux, and I'm drinking my Yorkshire tea. Cat, press 1 if you think Lax should drink coffee instead.
Oh yeah, can I do polls? I don't know how to do Twitch for the records. If you can do polls in the chat or whatever, or someone else will have to moderate the Twitch chat.
I think you have to be an ad. You have to be made a mod or admin in order to do
Oh,
that.
I don't know how to do that.
I'm not even logged in on Twitch, so.
If you're in the Twitch chat, don't say the name of the Northern Irish soldiers that perpetrated atrocities during the Troubles. Because then
What?
the stream will be banned in Britain.
Oh.
Shit.
We got an echo from somewhere.
Yeah, the my TV turned itself off, and also it turned itself back off and on again, and also unmuted itself, which was a power play.
So, are we about ready to start? We waiting for anything?
Yeah, I'm still making my tea.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd come back. That meant you were done. Never mind. There is nothing. PRCast, not more important than tea.
Has anything on Earth ever been more important than tea to a Brit? I don't think so.
Toast.
All right. Toast is good. Iris is deafened. Iris, you are deafened. Is that intentional?
Yeah, I think it is because she's just over in the other room. I'm pretty sure she's talking to her dad.
But she can hear. She can hear through your thing, probably. Right. Are we ready? Only 4 minutes late.
Yeah. All right.
That's nice.
So what's the first sieve?
So first, we have to introduce ourselves.
Welcome to the PRcast, the first of CBRX Season 5. I am Laxarax Ariscal, former Chief Power Ranker, still Chief Power Ranker, forever Chief Power Ranker. Nowadays, game player, game runner. Would the rest of the power ranking team like to introduce themselves, starting with my other half in terms of power ranker admin?
I was like, oh my god, we're dating? No, we're not. I am the other chief power ranker, Admiral Cloudberg, or Cloudy, or Kira, whatever you want to call me.
Going next to the kitty cat.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you, yeah, we're all good.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, hello. I am Ibis.
Simple, to the point. I need to make sure I'm going to turn you up a little bit on my on the audio end because you're a little quieter. Next, let's have JDT.
Yes, hello. Wait, hold on. Yep. Yes, I'm JDT. I'm the token non-white in this conversation.
Oh my
PR's
god.
server as well, I believe. Actually, no,
No,
Lehman's not
no,
white
man
either.
is not white.
Lehman's not
not
white either. Yeah.
Okay. Next.
That's you.
Nope, that's you.
All right.
Nope, you're on.
Sorry, I'm waiting for someone to say my name. I am Nopecopter. I am a new power ranker. I am also a modder. Don't ask how my mods are doing.
Well, we'll get to
We
that.
look. We love Cebu here.
Nope has Nope has a few civs in this season of the CBR, and a perennial kind of death drive for them all. I think you'd be happier if they were all dead next episode, so you could stop thinking about them and stop worrying about them. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm right.
Nope,
So
they're
if
like
you
this. Sorry, apologies. Carry on.
Okay, don't worry. Diversity win, Paraquai says. If you are joining us for the first time, how the PRcasts work. We haven't done one in ages. We didn't do one for the whole of X4, I don't think. Hello, quiet. Yes, if you're joining us for the first time, then we're going to be going region by region, sort of vaguely in the order of the voting regions, discussing who's impressed us, who's let us down, any predictions. I obviously know what's going to happen, so I won't talk too much. I'm just going to sort of lead the discussion. Although I say I know what happens. If any of you have run an AI game and then sort of put it out over time, you'll be aware that like you do forget the details because you record it so quickly, or you record the first bit so quickly. That like I know kind of where everyone ends up, but I have no idea how they get there. So I can still read the episodes and be like, oh cool. When Rapa Nui settled that city in New Guinea, last episode, I was like, God, amazing. So, but I won't offer too much in the way of speculation because I do sort of know what's going to happen. That also goes for you, Coyotes, in the chat. I see you in the chat. No spoilers. Not that you would. So, with that in mind, we are going to start with Europe, specifically. Start with Western Europe. This is the term we left off at the end of episode 5, turn 91.
So Eurocentric. No.
We're going with the country that I was born, England. We're going York.
It's not in this game.
No, England not in this game. We've got Scotland and this is pronounced Uwile, I believe. I'm not sure how everyone else.
Uwile?
I think it's Uwile.
Uwile?
I don't know.
Yeah,
that could be possible. Nobody knows how to pronounce Irish.
It's been a while since anyone had to pronounce it.
Yeah, exactly. I think Iris can maybe back me up. Iris has, for some reason in my head, Iris can speak Irish, but I think that's just because she's called Iris.
I'm pretty sure the Irish person was Doom, but
Doom is Irish. Doom doesn't speak Irish, to the best of my knowledge. But
something I would like to point out here is Uwile has a settler moving to the north, which we didn't see in the episode, I believe. Which, if they go to settle Greenland, that would be fantastic, because that would put them in a really good position relative to Scotland if they started getting Greenland first.
Yeah, you can't tend to follow settle trajectories too much in my experience. They just kind of meander around a lot of the time at this stage of the game. But yeah, Greenland,
There's a Scottish settler there too.
All still wide open.
There is. It's just been produced in Perth, I believe. The settler.
Yeah, the British settler here too.
It's hard to tell where it's going to go.
How long has Perth been around?
That was like since
that was
episode
Edinburgh.
1.
Second or third.
Alright, and Scotland has literally done nothing for the past 3 episodes. It's not even like a nothing. It's not even like a nothing where they produce military units or like a nothing where they have build-up or settlers. No, it's literally just nothing. They are doing
been quiet. I mean, I was surprised France didn't go straight for Inverness. France have gone to war with. Who have they gone to war with? Have they gone to war with anyone?
Portugal.
Yeah, I think.
Portugal, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, Papal States.
Oh, look at that.
The papacy. They had a war with Portugal, and now
they have a Tarkwatch.
We have our French Tarkan. Tarkans, if you're not aware, are the
Kipchaks.
Yeah. However, the Kipchaks can gift any of their units, not just Tarkans, but Tarkans included. They can gift their units to other civs for a few turns and then get them back with experience, which is a neat little ability. I like that ability.
Wait, do you have to pay in order to have the units?
Do I have to what, sorry?
Do you have to pay in order to have the Kipchak units?
I don't know how it
They
works.
have the regular maintenance cost, otherwise, no.
We should label...
Because what I was thinking was, what if like Wallachia was like renting an entire army from the Kipchaks?
So I have a couple observations here in this screen. One is, so you see that French settler east of Toulouse. It's currently next to a lake, and because of the way the city distance script was set up, it was intended that the city distance is reduced by 1 if one of the cities is next to the coast. But the game doesn't know how to tell the difference between a coast and the lake. So technically, right there, that's a valid settling spot, and they're probably going to plant it.
Oh, that's good.
Does France
and salt water? So you think it should be able to, but
yeah.
Does France go before Papal States?
Well, Papal States, it doesn't matter because Papal States can't settle where they are with that settler right now. They can't. It's not a valid tile currently. So the other thing I wanted to say about France is...
Wait. Iris has a question. We'll do that first.
Oh, okay.
No, my question was answered.
Oh, cool.
Okay, yeah. The other thing I was going to say about France is they have a huge army. You're surprised they haven't gone for Inverness. If they could go for Inverness right now and just wipe the floor with Scotland, there's nothing Scotland could do with an army this size.
Surprising when they like declared war on the Papal States and then just did nothing.
Yeah. Well, there's the Alps in the way. I think they I mean, they made peace almost immediately.
Didn't stop Hannibal.
No, but France doesn't have any elephant units.
You guys seen that there was they discovered an elephant bone in southern Spain that lines up with like the era of the Carthaginian era?
Oh, shit,
I did.
Really?
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
Really cool. This is. I mean, I've been watching a lot of archaeology YouTube recently, so I might just pepper these in occasionally. Coyote says we should label all Tarkans on the tile map. Coyote, you still haven't let us place any units on the tile map or improvements, and you know I will. You know that I will get labeling. Yeah, you know that any free moment I get, I'll be like, I'll just do another Civ unit. I probably won't do all units, but I probably will do some important ones, and I probably will do like great person improvements, if you allow me to. They're on the
Unemployed
key,
behavior.
but they're not. Can't place them. If you guys aren't aware, by the way, maybe some of you who are watching this from Reddit, if you go onto CivBattleRoyale.tv, you can see there's a little plus icon in the top right, and that gives you access to the community tile map, which is a very, very cool, like, editable tile map that's being edited by volunteers, myself, Kira, to stay up to date with the episodes. If you are a mostly me. If you are a Ko-fi supporter, you can also edit the map. Well, anyone can edit it on their own side. You can edit it to do your own local edits. But if you're a Ko-fi supporter, you can edit the live map. So all the more reason to donate. Donate money to me.
Yes. So good.
It is an incredibly cool feature, though. It's been very useful for Power Rankers, for sure.
It's just absolute blessing.
And there's you can get overlays with religion and other things to be added soon as well. Fantastic feature, courtesy of Coil.
So, does anyone have anything to say about Portugal, since we're looking at them, or the Papal States?
I was about to say something about Portugal and France.
I had something to say about France.
Yeah, France is
JDT first.
Insanely good position. Like France is an insanely good position. Like they can sweep around and attack Hansa because Hansa has all their units dedicated to like fending off Kawa right now. I don't think that war goes anywhere except for maybe like one flip of Ribe. That's like the only thing which might happen. But if Robespierre attacks right now, Hansa's dead.
Here's the front between Hansa and Kalmar. It is there's kind of less units than you think. It's such a congested area. Actually, certainly this is not a navy that on either side that could take Copenhagen or Lübeck at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I think that war is inconclusive unless somebody else joins. Maybe even if somebody else joins, like Scotland, I think, then Ribe could be in trouble, but otherwise, not really.
Yeah. It has to be Umheil or France. Either France attacks Hansa or Umheil attacks one of the other two.
Umheil only has 3 triremes in that area. Scotland has a lot more naval power in the North Sea.
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't notice that. For Portugal, I was about to say that Portugal lost already. They got hemmed off from the Maghreb by the Ors, and France already settled those 2 cities on the Pyrenees, so they're hemmed off from the north as well. Portugal's fucked already.
Yeah, they have a bunch of settlers. They're probably going to plant them on the
Azores,
the Canaries, Madeira. They can't reach the Azores with tall astronomy.
They're looking a lot like Season 2 CBRX Mark II Portugal right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's literally.
Wait. Iris, go ahead.
Something that happened in quite a lot of tests. I would just like to say is that Portugal would just like after like settling in their nearby area like less than great, they'd just like send settlers all over, and often they would get to North Sea islands and places in the British Isles and Iceland, Greenland, even before civs from north of them. So Portugal, and at times there would be
all around. That doesn't sound like Portugal.
There's times when the British Isles were full of like settled Portuguese cities, so I don't think Portugal is in a bad space yet, especially since they've settled the peninsula better than they usually have.
And we have a city slot in Ireland with a Portuguese trireme just outside it. You could settle a city here in Cork or here.
They could.
True.
I still think that the art could like kill their southern options, and then like if France wants to, they can cross the Pyrenees. Like they have the ability to cross the Pyrenees now. Like
they can put the unit through Amiens very easily.
Yeah, they control the choke point. It's pretty good for France, certainly.
Portugal did get a city on an
wait, they don't actually control like the Marseille. They don't control the French Riviera. Portugal will theoretically just settle there, but
Yeah.
This is
France can
a
also
slot.
settle there.
Yeah.
That
this is where the wine
True.
is.
Leiria on their city on Africa is. Oh, I mean, I wouldn't want to be Portugal trying to defend that.
Oh yeah. I feel like
Yeah, that's
Portugal
ours
definitely-
territory, man. That's ours
Yeah.
territory.
You
Isn't
can
it
see
always?
Portugal in Morocco. This you can really see the city settling changed here in Morocco with 3 cities all in very close quarters. But is this a launching point for more conquest, or is this just going to get absorbed by Ores or Wasulu?
Probably not Wasubu, but I have a comment on ours. But is this a time? Are we gonna go to them later or not? Or
No,
is
we'll
it
do
okay
Africa.
to
We'll
say
do
it?
Africa later. So we'll hold.
All right,
Norway
then
for
I'll
now.
save it for later.
I guess technically
Yeah,
they're the European nation and they have Sardinia, but they're definitely more an African nation.
All right.
Speaking of Sardinia, let's go to the Papal
Hey.
States. Now, one
Jeez.
thing I want to point out about the Papal
Right.
States straight off the bat is they didn't get a religion, and that's really funny to me.
Yeah, they believe in cheese, but not that hard.
No,
They're not true believers.
They're not true believers
So
in cheese. They
true.
are going to become
Did
either.
anyone get a religion in Western Europe or North Africa?
No.
Oh yeah,
No.
Hyksos.
Hyksos,
So North
only-
Africa, yes, the Hyksos Paseja, and the only European religions are in the east. Bogomilism is the furthest west one.
Bogomilism.
And Fawn Sither in the Beyondlands. But none of this area got a religion.
I'm curious, why did Wallachia get Bogomilism and not Eastern Orthodox? Shouldn't they get Eastern Orthodox even with expanded religion?
Firstly, Eastern Orthodoxy is their first choice, but Circassia had already taken Eastern Orthodoxy. Circassia's first choice is Sunni Islam, but Pakistan had already taken Sunni Islam. Bogomilism is their backup, and this is interesting because Bogomilism is one of the ones that usually, like, civs. Usually, when a civ takes Bogomilism or Arianism, it means that something's glitched and they're not taking what they should be taking because they're like the default ones for some reason. But for Wallachia, we actually did put Bogomilism as the reserve because that's a Christian heresy that is originally from the Bulgaria-Romania area.
Here's something
So it's actually historically accurate.
Is Scythia the one that just glitched because they had Catholicism?
Scythia is bugged, yeah. Like, Scythia shouldn't have taken Catholicism. They should have taken Samirism. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah, Scythia
There's always
took
one. Every
Catholicism
time.
almost every single
I don't know
test,
why it
think.
happens. What were you saying, Iris?
Oh, I was saying that Scythia went with Catholicism as their religion in just about every single test.
No, that's.
Might
I mean,
be
it's
lack
their
of
default.
historical
It's their
support.
default if you're not using Tomatek's historical religions. Their default choice is to go for Catholicism. I don't know why they just ignored the historical religions, but whatever. We can have Catholic trans priests. It's fine.
Scythia's in a fucking Kush coma.
But yes, the Papal State not got off to the best start, I wouldn't say. I think they needed to lock down, like, the Italian islands.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say.
Foothold in Africa.
So they are going to settle a city right down there
I'd
at the
say.
tip of the boot.
Most
Yeah,
likely
they are.
in Reggio di Calabria. Yes.
They can
feel
also
like-
settle another city in Greece if they wanted, but they don't have a settler anywhere near there.
Athens, basically.
That settler up to the north, there's only one tile that can settle on, which is the wheat in the middle of Wallachia, where the papal spearman is. That's the only valid tile for that northern
No, 'cause
settler.
that's too near. It's too near turning. It's too close to turning.
Oh wait, no, you're right. No, the one, no, southeast, just southeast of that one.
This one here is settlable. Yeah. That's a settlable tile right now.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That one.
Yeah.
That's the only one in that area that's settlable.
Sort of on the go as well. Look, you have a couple of settlers. Oh look, maybe you should have settled there, idiots. Had a nice canal. No, fine.
Also, so Wallachia is like heavily in debt, and they have this gigantic army, which, like, it seems to be pointed straight towards Circassia or Phoenicia.
I think it's actually pointed towards Scythia. Weren't they at war with Scythia just a few ports ago?
Kind of looks like they could take Cremona.
Yeah. They were at war, but they made peace.
Friendly.
Oh no, this isn't ideal. Oliver Cromwell. Oliver Cromwell.
Oliver
the Wallachian
Cromwell
great
is-
general. He's going to redirect the entire Wallachian army to a while.
God.
Oh my god.
It's the great. I do try and highlight all the great people when they come up. I do think the great generals are sort of split between being like absolute founding hero of their nation or the worst person in history.
Yeah.
There's kind of no in between.
Yeah.
There's very few generals from history where people are kind of just like neutral on. I guess there's
It's like
that French guy. What's he called? Turenne? There's Turenne, I guess. Does anyone have strong opinions on Turenne?
I don't know who
I
that
have
is.
never heard of him.
Who?
He was a very good general. Like, he was very good at doing what he did. But all the wars he fought in are the ones that no one really cares about anymore.
It's not the Maginot guy, right?
No. He's way before that. He's like Louis XIV's era, 18th century, 17th, 18th centuries.
Yeah.
But he's not 30 Years' War. He's after the 30 Years' War and before the Napoleonic era. So he's like Napoleon idolized him. Napoleon loved him. He was like one of the big influences on Napoleon. So very important general, but didn't do a lot.
Back to Wallachia, it's baffling. I think this is the first time I've seen a Civ just essentially decap themselves entirely due to their own incompetence. Like, they just built so many units there in debt. Like, most of the other times there's like factors which caused that, but Wallachia did this entirely to themselves. Like, they didn't have to do this, but they did it.
Yeah, if they don't like use the unit soon, they're gonna really fall.
Yeah,
I feel like they do need a big army. They're surrounded on all sides and in quite open terrain. I mean, we see this area of Europe get conquered early doors in a lot of CBRs, so I do think they needed a big army. But they should be using it, that is true. They should be using it to attack. I mean, we have wide open cities like I always want to say Kremnois. Kremnois. We've got Ascoli here, eminently takeable. Kiel, honestly, if they threw their army at Kiel, they could take Kiel.
They could honestly just like march pretty easily up to Bremen and Rock.
Yeah, sorry, Nope, did you have something to say?
I've had quite a bit to say, honestly.
Yeah, sure, go.
I guess about Wallachia in particular, it does definitely look like they're positioned very nicely against Scythia, but since the war just ended, I am very, very worried that they're not going to act on that, which is a shame because, again, like people have been saying, they're very, very broke.
Yeah.
Feel like, honestly, otherwise, they're a little bit stuck. Like, Hansa's not, like, Bavaria level, but they're definitely well-armed enough. And the Papal States have the Alps in the way. I'm just not really sure where they can go from here.
Well, they do have.
I mean, Bucharest is a portal to the Papal States, although, unfortunately, the Papal States are kind of carpeted enough right now that I don't think they would make any progress.
It's only, like, what? 2 or 3
Iris?
tiles in the way?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Iris.
If at the city of Arges, they have a few boats and units embarked, and it does kind of seem like they're looking to use these units sooner than later down there.
I mean, this is why, if they had the canal, like, Baigurkal and Semez are both wide open. But given they don't have the canal, I mean, you're looking at Sidon's probably out of the question because of the bay. Tyre's strength's too high, so you're probably looking at Nof and Ascoli as the best targets for those. Ascoli as well, they do have a couple of triremes outside Craiova, so they could sort of pincer attack that.
I wouldn't count on it.
Nof would be much easier. Nof is actually quite open. No units other than a spearman and 12 strength is not really going to cut it at this stage of the game already.
Yeah. And they even have this back door squad. Look to the left.
Yeah, no,
now.
I was. Oh, yeah, here as well. Gosh, yeah. Yeah, that could be a fun one, actually. That could be a fun one.
Yeah, too bad they're probably not going to declare that particular war.
Oh shit, yeah.
Let's pan the map up to.
Actually, sorry.
Sorry, you say no.
I did actually have a few things to say about Western Europe, if that's okay. Just
Well,
real quick.
yeah. No, if you wanna fill in the gaps there.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. So, as for Umhel Scotland, or Uhail in Scotland, I kind of feel like whoever gets access to Iceland and Greenland first is really the one I think that is going to continue being relevant, just because I feel like 5 cities on a split Britain just is not a good enough base, especially with so many French inland cities and all the defensive-looking Hansa settles, at least by sea. Portugal looks a lot better than they have in any test game I've ever seen, honestly. Of course, Iris might disagree there, but I feel like Portugal just looks... Like, they don't look good. They look very, very Visigoth-coded right now, but I feel like this is a lot better than I expected.
Yeah, no, I would not disagree. This is essentially what I was saying earlier, that they really do have a big chance to kind of just throw themselves up or down at unsettled areas with a better base than they had during a lot of tests.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
This all comes with the caveat that it's Europe, so this is all relative.
Oh, of course. Yeah, and then as for France, honestly, I'm feeling very, very vindicated. I feel like during a lot of the test runs, I was France's biggest supporter. Is just not a good civ, but the perfectly decent civ of Europe, and I think they're living up to that a lot. Sure. I don't think they're going anywhere, but they definitely look very, very decent.
Yeah. Let's move up to Scandinavia now, where we have the Kalmar Union and Bjarmia. Kalmar Union settling well, I would say. Not just getting a lot of cities out, but this is a great little city to have as a border city with the mountain and the coast, the one tile of coast there. I'd have loved Vasa to have been on the other side of the river, but it is what it is. So I do think Kalmar have built themselves quite a nice little base. Obviously, they've not done anything super exciting so far, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, and because all these cities are coastal, they have the tile distance to them is reduced, so they can fit quite a lot of inland cities in here as well.
Yeah.
Once they start infilling, they can. I mean, they're in a very good position, and they can make that position even better too, because they can continue to settle to the north around like above Turku and that area, and they're probably going to do it before the Bjarmians do, because the Bjarmians don't know how to play the game.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the Bjarmians then, because there isn't a lot to say about Kalmar.
I do think that Kalmar honestly just does not have as good a position as I'd like, just because I'm not sure where they're going to break out into, even if they have a lot of cities, but I mean, Bjarmians maybe eventually.
I'd love to. One thing I think is quite surprising is, given how many cities they have, they don't actually have that big a navy yet. I'd love to see them beef up that navy and start being a menace to the British Isles, to the League, to even Estonia maybe. But they're yet to really build up a big naval force yet. But we'll see.
Yeah. On the other hand, I think that Kalmar is an excellent position. They have a very strong power base to get really powerful. Like, we saw what happened with Sami very recently. They just used Scandinavia, and then even if they just journal, they already have a very strong base because they already just actively settling in actual good fertile tiles all over. And I don't really think they can realistically be contested by anyone around them right now. I think we can. Yeah, we can probably go to. Oh shit! It's Mr. Ditch.
Hey,
Mr. Day.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Sir Day.
I agree with you, JDT. Sorry. But I am also kind of worried that, like Umisami, they might get walled in just by not being able to have any easy methods of breaking out.
So, M. Sir Day joins the PRCast. Do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Sir Day. I've been a power ranker since the tail end of season 2, back in the Mark II, and yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
one
one
of
of
our
the
old
oldest
heads.
one of the longest serving power rankers on the team.
Not as long as
Adve-
me.
Not as long as you, but one of the longest since Mark II.
Let's move on to we're gonna do a twofer here. We're gonna do Biarmia and Estonia because I think they're becoming kind of interlinked here up in
Yeah.
Finland and Australia.
So I had
Nothing.
thought that Estonia was going to be screwed, especially when the Armenians declared war on them a couple episodes back. But then they actually look better than the Armenians right now, and now that they don't have a lot of places left to go. For example, they're going to go out with that settler. They're going to settle on Saaremaa, which I mean it's about the only place left.
That's this tiny island here. For those of you whose
Yeah.
Estonian geography isn't as sophisticated.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a nerd. So, yeah, and then after that, it's not entirely clear to me what they're gonna do. But yeah. So technically, there's another spot they could settle a city, which is where that Scythian settler is, because of the lakes counting as ocean for the reduced settling distance.
Yeah.
Scythia cannot settle there because it's next to Estonia's border.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scythia, speaking of which, have nowhere left to settle. There are no valid spots that they can currently reach. So they are in a very bad position because of that.
We'll get to Scythia though. We'll get to Scythia. Does anyone have any
Yeah.
more thoughts on Biarmia and Estonia?
I do think Biarmia is very funny.
ever happens.
Sorry, JDT, say.
Nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happened.
Nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. The Biarmians, they when they attacked Estonia, it looked like they would get at least one city. Nothing happened. They're attacking Kamar. Like it looks like they might be able to take one city. I think nothing will happen. Like you know where
No,
this
I
is
agree.
going. Like you know exactly where the Biarmians are going. It's the Nets. It's the Nets. They're going full the Nets.
Yeah, it's
They're
shame.
not
They're
as
so
bad as
cool.
Nenets. They're not as bad.
No, they're not. They're
Yeah, that's
already
fair.
better than the Nenets were at their peak.
To be
But
fair, Nenets
the-
did one thing. They did do one thing. I think they took a city off the Kazakhs, and that's more than Biarmia has done.
They're Finland tier. They're like X2 Finland tier. Like X2 Finland, they settled the area. They fought like 2 wars, which resulted in nothing. Then they literally did nothing until endgame, where they died to Lenin and Gauls, and then the Gauls
That's
became
great. This is incredible X2 memory, which is still to me the
Yeah.
most forgettable CBRX.
Yeah, I don't know how
Really?
you remembered that the Nenets took a city in X2. Koyot is just like,
X1.
who? Yeah, nobody remembers the Nenets.
X1.
We literally did a run of like 5 episodes where we didn't even change the Nenets slide and nobody noticed.
Nenets was X1.
I barely remember the Nenets.
Yeah. I reread X1 over the summer, I think, and so that's the only reason I remember anything the Nenets did.
So, with regards to the Biarmians, something that I noticed across, like, you know, doing so very many tests, that the Biarmians would tend to often have this sort of frustrating, like, initial period where they would look decent but then completely skip out on like potential that they have only and then like either just like collapse entirely or somehow like spring back into like much greater relevance. And I do think at least so far it is yet to be like clearly told like which of those circumstances it's going to be.
Yeah,
Okay,
I would
fair
agree
enough.
with that.
The optimism?
We have to be optimistic. Of course, we have to be
Nothing
optimistic.
Optimism.
ever.
We've been chasing like the Mark II Finland high ever since Mark II, and it never happens. Let's move on to.
That's not my fault. I keep voting for the Russians.
Let's move on to the twofer. Let's take on Scythia and Viatka now, because their fates are very often intertwined in tests. These are two civs, I think, in tests who have both been very strong, but one is strong at the expense of the other usually. Scythia
So-
have their unit blue though, but we haven't noticed that. Very pretty. The
Oh, nice.
Graitos
They do.
Graitos touch.
I think Scythia blew it when they failed to take Slobodskoy. When they made peace
Oh, yeah,
with
that
that
was-
just before capturing it. I think that's when they blew
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
It's still on
like
fire.
there's not much more to say right now. Like they're just in a
They're
fucking
so
kush
boxed in.
coma.
They're gonna
They're completely boxed in. Like there's a possibility for them to do something though. Like if they walked into they can theoretically attack Estonia or Circassia and like take 1 or 2 cities off them, and then I think they might be able to salvage them, but they have to do it like right now.
I think
And I don't
they,
think-
they may even be forced to wait for an opportunity, because right now I'm not
I think-
sure they could take a city from either of those civs.
Honestly, I
I
feel
think
like
if they-
Akka looks kind
if they-
of vulnerable right now.
If they move their
Tato and
armies,
Bjorkvai Yeah, Tato and Bjorkvai both look like they are open, but it might be like they might be kind of screwed.
I think if they move their army west, then Rostock and Turnu here are both eminently takeable, especially Rostock. A strength of you've got to remember, by the way, if you've got to remember to look at the city strengths. They make a big difference. Look at Turnu's city strength of 21. That's going to take a lot of wearing down. Whereas Rostock here, 12. Yeah, that's eminently takeable with the right army.
You're right, actually.
They're not taking Tornu. Like I think the terrain is just too bad for them to take. Tornu
Yeah,
for,
I
like,
think
the
I'd agree.
edge.
Actually,
So- But Rostock, you're
It's why
right. Rostock is very vulnerable.
Yes, that's what they should do,
Tartu-
which we know they won't.
Tartu is doable
Yeah.
simply because of the kind of
Kushkoma.
Open
Tartu is
terrain
doable
around it.
simply because of the land area. I think they could really pincer Tartu, but it would be difficult. But it is. I don't think it's certainly not game over for them. They do have a good army. They do have a good core, but it does need to get bigger.
Yeah.
Viacra, on the other hand, pretty, as expected, pretty strong start for them. They did nearly lose a city. That would have been pretty disastrous, but they didn't.
And
These
if
two
they lost that
cities
city, they
down here-
overcome.
Yeah. These two cities down here still look very, very vulnerable, but the core up here is looking okay.
Yeah, I don't know what
They
they're
are-
doing at Nikulitsin, because that down there, that city was one of their earliest settles. I think it was their 3rd or 4th, and it's still on 2 population. What are they even doing?
They've been working this.
Did they know how to play the game?
They've
just been working this line.
No.
Yeah.
I think I have an idea. I think he's worked like one citizen on the. They work one citizen on the mine tile and one citizen on the plain tile, and then that's not enough growth to get them to tree pop. Or
Yeah.
get them to just
So
like
they're
more
on-
No, you're right,
They're
'cause
on
there aren't any tiles within the radius of Nikulitsin that have more than 1 food. They haven't built any farms.
Well, there's this wheat farm.
Yeah, but it's equidistant from Nikulitsin and Kotelnik, which means that it's going to be prioritized to Kotelnik.
I think that they just had one citizen working the mine for the longest time. I imagine they've just built a granary, which is why they've now gone up to 2.
Yeah. So anyway, not the best gameplay, especially because so many of their cities are in such poor terrain for growth, and Nikulitsin is like one of the only cities that actually is in terrain where it's possible to grow a good population, and they just aren't.
Yeah, Dimkova's looking nice.
Aren't they going broke too?
Cleaner are okay. They've somehow got all up to 9. Like the deer, I guess.
I'm looking at Vyaka now and I'm realizing they don't really. Now that City have peaced out with them for the next like 15 turns, they don't have a realistic threat. Because like, what are the Kipchaks gonna do?
Yeah,
Or
the
it's like
Kipchaks certainly
The
can't
Kipchaks
take
are
Kipchaks-
going to do their
Kipchaks-
best.
Circassia is not gonna do shit. Kipchaks are not gonna
They-
do shit. Like, they're basically completely insulated for the next 15 turns.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the biggest threat is a redeclared Scythian war.
Honestly, it might be
Yeah.
themselves. They're running out of money fast.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm still bullish on their
It's not
chances
Wallachia
against
level
the
yet,
Kipchaks, though. Sorry, we spoke at the same time. You go first.
It's not Wallachia level yet.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
Does anyone-
bullish Oh, I was saying I'm bullish on Vyatka's chances against the Kipchaks here at Kanyak Sangir. I think they could take that city.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true. This is wide open.
Yeah.
Does anybody who's not spoken about these two civs have anything to say on them? In which case, we will move on to the Middle East, starting with, is it Circassia or Circassia?
It's
I think it's
Circassia.
Circassia.
It's
Circassia?
Circassia or Circassia are both
Oh, I'm
acceptable.
getting-
I think the thing is that it's not an endonym; it's an exonym. So it's like it comes from the Russian Cherkess, which is of uncertain origin. So, yeah. So it's not what they called themselves.
What do they call themselves? Do we have?
I don't know.
Adige Keku. Like Adigeya, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. I want to get Iris's thoughts because I know Iris is a fan of Circassia. I want to get your thoughts first, if that's okay.
Yeah, I have honestly been mostly impressed so far with Circassia's performance because a lot of the time they would just like have Scythia like attack them very early on and just lose all momentum from that and like fail to settle cities to the south. But here they have actually settled southwards and at least one city eastwards, and the city they settled to the north is not the most vulnerable spot.
No, it's vulnerable by sea, but they only have one Wallachian Black Sea city to worry about. So they should be compared to 4 coastal cities in the Black Sea for them. So they should be fine.
Yeah, and I do think that they do have like a bit more space to grow if they can actually get on that. And so I like in a lot of tests they just like completely flopped, but here they are still having a lot of potential, and it just for now kind of like depends on like how their neighbors are doing amongst themselves.
Yeah, I would say in support of that this is stronger than Circassia ever was in any of the tests that were done.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not saying a lot, but
No,
I think
but it is also saying a lot in that it means in the tests they were incredibly bad every single time, and this is this is definitely much better than we were expecting.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
I swear there's like one test where they did well, but maybe I'm just crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
They
So let's see,
have
they've got.
If I remember correctly, there was a test where they rebuffed a Scythian assault and took a couple cities, possibly. But yeah, the majority of tests they really flopped.
Yeah. So I was also going to add, they have several places they can still put more cities, thanks to the lakes in this region counting as coast for the city distance, and also the actual coast. So they can settle south of Tuapse, they can also settle inland from there, they can settle between Khadjokh and Sarepta even, on that lake. There's a spot in Anatolia they could pin down. They actually have more space for cities than it looks, and it would be jamming them close together in terrain without a lot of food, which has its own risks. But it's possible.
I will say they have committed the cardinal sin, as far as I'm concerned, which is having a city list that has 2 of the same city in. Doesn't look like it.
Wait,
Semez and Sujuk Kale are the same city. They're both
That's hilarious.
Novodosky.
No Verlacis. Okay.
which annoys me. It's not quite as egregious as one that we'll get to later, but I will be pointing them out, and I'll also be pointing out. Also point out when Civ settled cities in the exact right locations. Like we got Leon essentially in Leon. It's not quite on the Rhone, but the Rhone is a little bit too far east on this map. So we're proud of France for that one. There's a couple more of those, but we'll get to those when we get to those. Let's talk about arguably the most active Civ in the early game. Who saw this coming? Phoenicia.
So I can see right away, Sumer is attacking Beretos, and we did not see that in the episode.
They are.
Yeah, it's good, well spotted.
Yeah, we were unaware of that. So
one of the things that is new to this season is we no longer have damage numbers. So you may remember in most seasons of the CBR, you can see like damage numbers from units taking damage all over the map. Those are a real menace when doing AI games because they take up so much memory that if you forget about a region, and you pan over it, the damage numbers will just give you an instant crash.
Exactly, it's fucking awful. Hallelujah.
In the late game,
damage numbers are in my nightmare.
Regions that have wars going on. I mean, don't get me wrong. The game is at the stage that I'm recording still crashing every 2 turns anyway, but that's fine. At least it takes one menace off the map. The downside to this is, especially in the early days when there's a lot of wars going on, sometimes when recording, I will just miss stuff like this. So there occasionally a city conquest kind of took me by surprise, where there was a war going on that I hadn't noticed. But yeah, so
honestly, it does look like Sumer have like a greater edge in this fight on both sides.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough to take Beretos though, because it has walls.
Yeah, it's 15.
Yeah, they have walls. They have mountains around them. Like, there's no way they're getting taken.
And Sumer only has 2 ranged units. One of them is already damaged. It could die next turn from the bombard plus catapult. Yeah. So I think I think their chances of taking that city are very low.
That and they're being split too.
Without some reinforcements. Also, they're leaving Sun Tzu at home.
Where's Sun Tzu?
How to find words good.
Oh my gosh.
Phoenicia have been the most active I've ever seen them in any run. This very
I've
pretty.
seen like the test, and like there's exactly 2 ways Phoenicia can ever go. Either they die immediately, or they become very active, settle regionally, and then they sort of be like a good regional power for most of the game. Maybe they kill Hyksos along the way.
Yeah, I still will never understand or forgive people for voting in Phoenicia after Hyksos had already been voted in. Like, it just kneecaps both of them.
There isn't a great deal of choice for the region. There was like the Hittites in Anatolia, then the vast majority of other likely candidates were all in the Levant. So
yes, but none of them quite so close as
I mean, Phoenicia is definitely close. I think Hyksos in general just is a difficult Egypt start.
I did not vote for Hyksos. I didn't think that they stood any chance. But yeah,
I like Hyksos as a civ, but like, let's be real, Hyksos sucks ass. Like, pound for pound, they might be like the worst civ in this game. Based on all the tests, like even next to Savante.
One of the great things they've done is religion. I mean, Paseja is in Greece. It's all across Northern Africa, going into Ethiopia, finding its way all the way down to Yemen already, across the Middle East.
Yeah, Hyksos hasn't done so well in this game so far, but that doesn't mean that like their potential, like their inherent potential, was anything bad, because like, and especially with the slight improvements to some desert areas, especially in Africa, like the edges of the Sahara in the north and the east and the southeast were made more livable. So it gave every civ on the in that area more potential than they would have already had. It just is that Hyksos really has not seized its potential.
And Hyksos gets the beautiful Nile with all that wheat. We get so much wheat. And they are big cities, in fairness, 15, 13. One thing I want to shout out about Phoenicia before we move on to... we haven't done mine yet. Is just that I'm very impressed they've annexed and built courthouses in these two cities already.
Oh yeah,
Really
Kaminaha
Yeah, that's
and
great.
Yatel.
gives
Yeah,
them the
yeah,
red
no,
already.
that's very good.
Really well
It's a good
done.
sign.
And
Next-
while keeping the pretty useless Haramon puppeted as well.
Yeah, that's all correct choices there, and those can now be used to pump out units, which they're going to need because they don't have a very big army right now. It's pretty exhausted.
No, it's true. Mine looked completely down and out when they were put down to one city in Karnawu. They've somehow got their way back up to 4 cities already.
Yes.
Yeah, and they have another settler coming out too, and
more than some civs who haven't.
Obviously. Yeah.
yeah. So there are several places they could put that settler. The best place would be east of Debre Berhan, next to Ethiopia.
Here, yes, here, right here.
And then they can also settle northeast of Innaba, next to the Oasis, I believe is valid.
In the empty quarter, yeah.
Yeah, which would not be as good. But
no, whatever.
Yeah, honestly, mine's my favorite kind of civ. Kind of like underdog, mid-tier, just scrappy, even if they don't stand a chance. I really hope that they get to pull some weird shenanigans later on.
Mayin is blushing and saying thank you at being called mid-tier. Like, oh my god, what a compliment.
First, I'll give them that much.
They managed to
not
survive this
60%.
episode. That's props to them for Marine.
Yeah, I mean, I am impressed that they settled more cities. But anyway, Iris.
Yeah, let's go, Iris.
Yeah, so there's been all these jokes about Mayin like thinking that the main character jokes, but I feel like them actually like developing themselves out of like irrelevance after being taken down to one city kind of like reinforces that joke. Like they still believe they are in it to win it.
True.
Yeah, they do. I think they're they actually have been the main character for the past 2 episodes, which is ironic, given how badly they're Africa calls. We talked a bit about the Hyksos already. I will say from the chat, Coyote says that he can't accept this slander. They are Fran's finest. Which Exalted Sunshine, I'm assuming that is Iris, says.
Yeah.
So true. Slander for real. I'm not the world's
I see
biggest
that
fan.
Hyksos is bringing out like 2 extra settlers out. Is there any place for them to actually place them?
Yes. So west of Avaris, along the coast between Avaris and Nof, is valid.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, due to the reduced distance
Obviously.
rule. I believe that's the only valid location. Or Crete. They could settle on Crete.
Crete and Greece are wide open still. Malta's wide open. Although not for long, because that's...
Yeah.
So... Yeah, it's not... Okay, actually, this is... No, it's not. Sharahan's not coastal. So yeah, they've not really got anything left in sort of inland Africa that they can go for. But it was cool for them to hang, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like they're big enough now that they're going to be a little bit difficult to kill, which is something.
Yeah. Some people have been saying, Ethiopia could wipe the floor with them. I actually don't think a war between the two would be conclusive.
No, I don't think so either. I think actually, if anything, they move this army just a little bit west, they could definitely get a run on Kidimus here.
Yeah, right. If I were playing the Hyksos, right, in this game,
Yeah.
I would position my army all around Kidamus, declare war, take the city instantly, and then just defend like hell before the Ari's troops can arrive, and try to make peace as quickly as possible. And I would take that city for sure, easily. But I don't think the AI has it in them. I think even if they did attack and took that city, which they wouldn't attack, because Ares has such a bigger army than they do, and technologically advanced too. But even if they did, they would not know how to defend it.
No. Well, what they would do is they would take Kidimus and then they would give it back in the peace treaty.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of Kidimus, then, unless anyone has any more Hyksos talk. No, I think we're good there. We'll
Let's
move
talk
on
about Ares.
Ares.
They're just good. Like now, I see their army. That's a big army. Like I don't really see any flaws to them right now.
So
ours is so good.
I want to start by just saying Ares were, in terms of non-American civs, we'll get onto the American civs. Ares were the consistently worst civ on the cylinder throughout every test.
Were they? I thought Hyksos were poor.
No, Ares were dreadful.
There are a lot of civs.
The thing about Ares is that there are a lot of civs who don't. Oh, we've got someone new. We've got Shaggy. Hey, Shaggy.
Hello.
Do you want to quickly introduce yourself, Shaggy?
Hello, I'm Shaggy, resident Stockmeister-ish, Stockmeister Emeritus, Power Ranker.
There we go.
Right.
You just joined us when I was talking about Ares. I was saying that the thing is, a lot of civs, didn't do well in tests or whatever, but they didn't do well because they were in bad areas or got crowded in. Ares have so much space, and yet in test runs they were abysmal time and time again. Barely settling, getting completely strong-armed by whether it be Portugal and the Papal States from the north or Zazao and Wasulu from the south. So Iris and I did do a little bit of cooking to improve their starting area because they didn't have this river. There was a lot more desert around here, and we did give the sort of the Rif and the Algerian Atlas Mountains area. We sort of enlarged that area a little bit and made it less just pure Saharan desert, and it certainly improved them in tests. But I have not seen them have a early game as good as this one.
Yeah, even with all those improvements, they still it just improved their performance by a decent amount, which was what I was what the goal was.
It was to get them on a slightly more even playing field, but
and the the other edges of the Sahara also had stuff improved. So down near Wasulu, down near Zazo.
We made this area more plains as well. And I will say,
I should add, for those wondering, the reason we did that, another reason we did that is because this is more accurate to what this area would have been like climatologically in 4000 BC when the game begins.
Yeah.
Yes, the Sahara has been heavily desertified throughout history. It is now more desertified than it ever has been, and it's becoming more and more every year. Obviously, historically it was much more settleable. So it's not done without historical precedent. But also, you've seen the size of Japan compared to the size of Kamchatka. There's this map not always geographically accurate anyway. But all of this is to say, though, is I do get that some people think we've sort of unfairly buffed Ares. That is not the case. They were very, very bad. We gave them the tools to be a little bit less bad than usual. But this game, they have genuinely been popping off in a way that we've never seen them do. Not even in post tests. This is their 1 in 100. This is their exceptional game so far.
That just made me think. Was there anything you can do to buff Savante, Hyksos, or Tornalate?
Oh, we tried.
Hyksos has benefited from the Northern Africa greening that the others have, and then you said Shavante, there was a little bit of change there, but we can talk about that later. Also, Korea is right. Hixos had some pretty good test runs. And what was the other one?
It was just Shavante and Hixos, I think. The thing about Hixos, the thing about, the difference between Shavante and Orez is that Orez, they were doing very badly, but they started in a position with really bad terrain and, fairly unenviable start. Shavante are in one of the most lush starts on the whole region, and not particularly close to any of the civs. It took us a long time to figure out what on earth we could do for those guys, but we will get to that.
I mean, the problem with Shavante is just that they're, cursed.
We'll get onto it.
They're like completely hemmed in, and it's similar to Palmares in like X2 if you remember that, except for like with Palmares they at least the difference is that Shavante is hemmed in, and they have like passive cultural based AI. Like I think Palmares actually could do shit, so they were just kind of boned.
I am gonna kibosh South America now, if that's all right. We're gonna roll it back to Africa. Orez. Can I get any thoughts on Orez from anyone who?
I want to look at the general positioning of Ares versus Wasulu here, because that's a really interesting dynamic we have going on, where Wasulu is obviously the underdog in that fight and has split their empire, part of it east of Ares, part of it west, which is interesting.
Yeah. And you see the difference in defense values as well, right? Kabadugu and Medina have just been settled. 9 on both because they're both on flatland. Compare that to Thamagadi here, 21 defense value. Vesker at 19 defense value. So I really don't see Waslu taking anything in this war.
Well, they're not at war right now.
It's interesting because they also have this settler that could split off ODNA over on the coast there. Like they seem to be settling in this way that really is interesting to try and split them up, right? Because Wasulu has a settler going in that direction.
I don't know if they can actually settle there, or if they will. I don't know if the AI actually wants to settle on like town where they can cut them off.
It's within the range and it's protected. There's only a horseman in the vicinity for
I don't think it is within the range. I don't think there is a spot to settle, unfortunately.
No, so where that horseman settler can go is north of Katabugu, where that salt is. I think there's a valid city spot over there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I meant the Aura settler can settle on the coast. That's valid. I have no idea what this Wasulu settler is going to go do.
We do also, I should point out, have an Aura settler here.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if the Aura settler will settle on the coast there immediately, but like if that happens, then Wasulu is just got bisected essentially.
Yeah. So avoid war with
one
Ares
of the worst.
For as long as
this
possible.
is one of the worst cities you can settle on the map. There's no resources other than a bit of fish nearby, and you are vulnerable to naval attacks from anyone who wants your city. This new shot kind of.
It's literally flat desert. There's literally nothing next to it. I don't think the AI is coded to want to settle there.
The AI will settle wherever it wants.
Maybe realize that might be going to the Canaries.
Hello?
They can't get to the Canaries until astronomy.
I heard someone say hello. If you said hello, yes, we can.
Or not the Canaries, Cape Verde, sorry.
Does anybody have any more thoughts on Orez and Wasulu?
Yes, I am so mad about Wasulu, because look, they're trying so hard. They have 3 settlers out into nowhere to put any of them, because Orez just keeps taking all the good spots.
I don't think Wasulu are doing bad at this stage. Like, this is a strong core.
It would be anywhere else on the cylinder. It would be very good, I think. But the fact that they're right next to Orez and are trapped completely by Orez kind of just means that there's nothing they can do.
They could ally with Portugal.
They can attack Orez, is what they can do.
Yeah. Orez has so much more in terms of resources. They have much better tech. They have much better city positioning.
They should not currently attack Orez. It would be not in their interest to do that. They should try to maintain right at the moment, peaceful relations with the Ares and build up their military as much as possible and try to catch up and overtake Ares in tech, because Ares has a lot of desert cities that aren't going to grow that big. Like the Vestate, that's just going to drag them down. These other ones that are about to settle also going to just drag them down. They can wait.
Yeah.
They can try to out-tech Ares in the longer, into the medium term, and that's I think their hope is they want to avoid war currently, while Ares has this massive technologically advanced army plopped right in the middle of their empire.
Yeah.
Ares also have a kind of dearth of coastal cities. They've got 2 in the Mediterranean, but nothing else. If Wasulu can build up a navy here, then I think that you've got some nice Zazawian cities here they could go for, and they could even try and go for Leria and maybe even Lisbon if Portugal don't. Portugal built sweet fuck all maybe.
They can take Tajuru, I think. I think like if Sazal like takes one more tile, like if they don't get cut up by the Ars like city growth, they could take Tajuru, and then that if they like start sweeping Zazal, then it's like another option.
Yeah, so I think
that's a really good
they would
point.
need a navy for that. I think once they get Compass, a navy would definitely easily take Kajuru and Kufena if Zazao does not build a navy. Obviously that's again we're talking medium to long term there.
Well, let's move on to.
They only
Zazao
have
now.
one real naval city as well right now, so that's probably not the greatest idea right now.
We've got Kerouan and Odienne. Let's move on to Zazao now. Zazao, of course, lost, I think, the first city of the whole game to Wasulu.
Yep.
That would be Toronku, which has been unpuppeted, been occupied currently, so it can start building military units now, which is pretty vital. Zazao as well. They've got space to settle, but they're being reluctant to do it. They have a settler here, of course.
Yeah, they may not have much space because
Ethiopia
has
kind
a
of
settler down south of
in
them.
the area around Lake Chad, and there is still a bit of sort of Central Africa here as well. But
yeah, they can grab that. But if they do settle that, Ethiopia could just wipe it off the map easily. That flat area east of Lake Chad.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I mean,
yes.
I mean, their best shout right now, personally, is just to retake Toronku.
Yeah, I agree. They could easily.
I mean, they could try to take both. I think that the issue for Zazao to settle closer to Ethiopia is that if Ethiopia gets a whiff of a war with Zazao, like Adama, Mekele, like these are all places that Ethiopia is just going to be able to pour units in through.
Yeah,
and not
give
even
like
that's
I'll just give like one counterpoint. Lake Chad and the mountains.
Wait, okay. I think JDT started speaking first, and then Iris. Let's go in that order.
There's Lake Chad in the mountains. Like it will take a while for Ethiopia to get troops around there.
Yeah, quick. That's why they would want to maintain this defensive line and maybe not settle east of it. Though I still would if I were playing, because I'm just bold. Iris, you were saying.
Yeah, I was going to point out that with Ethiopia having declared war on Maravi, I don't think it's like it would necessarily be a bad idea for Zazao to settle along Lake Chad there, especially if that would then let them advance their defensive line a bit. They'd still have the partial defense of Lake Chad.
Yeah, for sure. I think they should settle on Lake Chad directly north of Zazao and then also east of Lake Chad, and that would make it then Ethiopia might split their forces if they were to attack. But then also you make a good point. Ethiopia is currently at war with Maravi. They're going to be moving all those forces away. It would buy Zazao a little bit of time to get some walls up, put some composite bowmen around there, kinds of things like that.
I am just a little.
Does Luba have a coastal city other than that one just south of Zazao? Because if they do, then that could be a good target. Oh, they don't. Okay, then never mind.
Let's little conscious of time, so I'm gonna roll things on a little quicker. But let's move to Ethiopia now. Pretty strong start from them, I would say.
Oh, absolutely.
definitely.
It's massively strong civ. I'd say they're
Yeah.
probably one of the only like 3 really relevant civs in Africa right now.
Yeah, along with Arez and we'll get to it.
And who is? Okay, sure.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, good start. I mean, this area of Africa is always a little bit slow in the early game, usually, just because of all that rough terrain, all the hills here and the Congo forest here. So I feel like their best shouts at this stage probably isn't Moravi. Their best shouts would be to go north, build up an army, and wipe through Hyksos. But
Yeah. I want to
Still-
say
They went through the worst possible path aside from Luba.
yeah, I also
Yeah,
say
well,
Deborah
actually,
Kidon, one of the least in the game right now.
So let me play devil's advocate there against that notion. If they put a bunch of units east toward that Moravi city, Mbewe, they could actually take that because Moravi is currently expending all of their units in that area attacking Glacis, which is going to fail because it has walls. And then they're going to have no units at Mbewe, and they're already at war. Ethiopia can just send some units through that gap, get them around the city. Reinforcements won't be able to arrive. They could easily just take it.
It's a little difficult to get units through here. I mean, it's
It's
actually,
a two-tile
Yeah.
gap, but if there's no defensive units at all, which there's pretty soon there will not be, and it's only 11 defense strength, and it's on flat terrain.
And they could also
Easily-
send
easily
units
doable.
towards Moravi from, from Roja area, and also, I was not going to say something.
Nope.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think overall this is probably, let's see, I think the best choice Ethiopia could have made in terms of settling, in terms of not getting stuck in the Horn, but I do want to see them succeed at a war before I'd call them legitimately a power,
Yeah.
and I think that Morava City, I don't think the AI is going to be able to navigate troops through in the correct way to actually threaten the city.
Yeah, definitely doable for a human. AI, it's touch and go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I do think
agree.
it's
I think they're a
possible.
paper tiger.
Let's move down
I
the
need, I
continent.
need to see them do something first.
Yeah.
Let's move
talk about-
down the continent. And actually, we can do a bit of a three for here, because these civs are all pretty interlinked.
Yeah, sure.
We have Luba up to the north. We have the Herero occupying the southwest. And then we have the long Moravi Empire, who have sort of just gone for the Indian Ocean coast and made that their game plan.
So the Seychelles settler is still there.
Oh, right.
We will get to Seychelles.
That thing's gonna go. I believe.
So, Moravia are currently at war with essentially every one of their neighbours. Am I right in thinking that?
Literally all of them, unless you count Maine
Yeah.
as a neighbor, but I don't.
So let's actually just go through this step. Well, we will take the Seychelles in as well now. Although the Seychelles also have a bit more going on. Let's take this stage one by one. So Seychelles, Moravi, the main contact point is here at Mbewe and Glacis in Somalia. Kira, you said before that this invasion is going to fail. I would be inclined to agree.
Yeah, because Glacis has walls, and that's not enough units to take a 16 strength city with walls when you have a spearman, an archer, and a trireme defending it. I think it's just not quite enough. I would not be able to do it as a human player. So I don't think Moravi can do it either.
Kira's really good.
It's just there's not enough ranged units, because... Yeah.
Anybody else got any thoughts there?
Not
None
really,
whatsoever. I thought they could have taken it.
Yeah.
So then we
I
have...
also think
Yeah.
Seychelles doesn't have enough units in this area to do anything to either of the northern Moravi cities, or actually, frankly, any of the Moravi cities anywhere. I think they're just a distraction right now.
Then we
Yeah,
have...
they don't have a military right now. They kind of spent it all invading Sumer. They
Yeah.
do have catapult though in Belombre, which
true.
if they can actually help, like up by the tip,
Yeah.
like if they actually can use that would be fantastic to
No,
get
it would help.
Mbewe with. But
It would help Ethiopia take Mbewe.
exactly, it would help Ethiopia much more than it would help themselves.
Well, let's go
Here's
to
the question, though. Do you think the Ethiopian catapult that's near their capital is going to be able to move down to Mbewe?
No,
No,
it's too
not
far
quickly.
away.
Yeah, we're too far away. Let's go to Luba Moravi now. Sort of our main contact point here between Wibele and Mankamba.
I don't think anything's going to happen
Yeah.
here. It's the terrain is not good enough.
Yeah,
Terrain is
maybe
crazy rough. If anything happens, it's going to be in like the Cape. If anything happens at all, it's either going to be the Cape or like the South, where Herrero and Moravi are actually having most of their units. Like
And I don't mean to say that I
these.
don't mean to say that these battles like Luba Moravi are irrelevant to the outcome. I think they're actually super relevant to the outcome because Moravi has to commit forces to fight Luba up here that they're not going to use. They could otherwise be using to fight Herrero, and they're not going to. So I think it's Herrero is the civ that I think is in the best position to potentially make gains from this war.
Well, here is Herrero. Right now, Marno, which kind of lies sort of Bosnia'd by Herrero's Croatia, so to speak, is fairly well protected. Got a few spearmen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sena and Tete down here on the coast, no protection whatsoever. But Herrera's army is also doesn't seem to be going for those right now.
Yeah, they're not attacking those. I mean, if they were, they could take them. But they're clearly focusing on Mono, and I actually sort of understand why. Because obviously Mono is quite well defended right now, but it's surrounded on multiple sides by multiple Herrero cities. They could have units pushing in from different directions. The AI really struggles to defend in that kind of scenario, and they're very good at attacking in that kind of scenario. It's the opposite of the typical AI behavior where they split their forces to attack two different cities, right? It's everything focuses on this city. The AI knows what to do in that case, and I think if the war goes on long enough and Herrero just keeps pumping out units, I think they can take Mono.
Any thoughts then from anybody on the Civ's general status? Not so much.
Tete and Sina are also vulnerable from Herrero, I think.
There isn't a Herrero army here though.
Yeah, honestly, I do think at this point, unless something changes, they're all Seychelles bait in the long run. But I'd love to be proven wrong because I like all of these civs.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think that those southern cities end up being at minimum distractions for Seychelles if they can't take them initially. But I think Herrero can't really make a ton of progress in this war. I disagree. I don't think Mano is technically capturable right now, especially given that Moravi seems actually committed to defending it. But long term, Herrero has the best position, I think, in this region.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So something that another thing from like running a lot of tests that Moravi just is very inclined to throw cities at distance, which often, many times, it can lead them to forming a formidable empire, including in ways that could just completely shut out their neighbors. Like sometimes Moravi would settle Madagascar before Seychelles, or push right up against Herrero. But this time, every time I saw them settle a new city, early on, it just felt like that they were going to be eventually angering everybody in their vicinity, and so then this coalition now has just become one of the two big options for Moravi, and I guess we'll see how.
Yeah. So I guess it's predictable in a way. So I think that Seychelles settler might settle.
Yes,
because they move before Moravi. Yeah.
All I want from Seychelles is for them to keep doing this thing where they settle like a random coastal city somewhere that they definitely shouldn't. Like how they did up in the Arabian Peninsula. Like if they keep throwing out settlers like a competent Rapa Nui, like that would be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like
President's
that.
on the side.
They should settle Sri Lanka.
Oh, they totally should.
If they can even get there, I don't know.
There's coastal access to Sri Lanka. It's just really far away, right?
Yeah.
Just plug my laptop in. Give me a sec. Yeah, the Seychelles are doing their usual thing of settling random coastal cities. I do like them as an island civ. I think they're one of the better little island civs we've had in a while. They've been great in tests. They're doing pretty much what they do in tests in this game.
Yeah.
They've also managed to capture a city up here in Sumeria. They captured Eridu. Which is a good take for them, I think. Good for them. Nice launching point to look at India, and they could get to Sri Lanka. Nice launching
do a
point
lot
for
to
India.
Karachi, honestly.
There were definitely
Like,
there were some
using
test
Eridu?
games. There were some test games where the Seychelles captured Karachi, so you're not off the mark there.
For sure. Let's move on. I'm gonna move on now to this area of the world. We're going to start with. We're going to come back to Bangladesh later, but we're going to start with Pakistan and Mysore.
I'm going to leave it to you guys. I need to use the bathroom. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
No worries.
Check Image Archive. I just posted something.
Check what? Sorry.
Image Archive. I just posted something stupid. I just found a random meme on Reddit.
We hold
and for some reason
that's the Holy Roman Empire. From
I mean, honestly, that feels like what Pakistan.
That feels relevant to Pakistan for some reason.
Pakistan. One thing I want to say about Pakistan first: Karachi, the most popular city on the cylinder right now. Good job.
Okay, nice.
They're in a much better position than like one or two parts ago, but they're still not in a good position. They're still fucking Mysore bait. Yeah. They're still they're still fodder for Mysore or Phoenicia.
I disagree entirely, honestly. I think that they've done the bare minimum to completely screw Mysore out of being a player. I feel like India, South Asia is just such a pain in the ass to break out of, that now that Pakistan is there, they have like 5 cities, they have a solid military, they're reasonably defensible.
I feel like a lot of these cities are still very takeable, though. Like Lylepur here with a defense of 10. I mean, that's wide open. Peshawar here with a defense of 14 and no army, pretty open. Even Karachi. I mean, Mysore don't really have anything of a navy. If they had a big navy, they could. Anyone with a big navy could take Karachi, really.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But Mysore's only got like one coastal city. I guess 2 if you count. What is that, Calicut? But like that's all the way on the other side of the peninsula.
Yeah.
I think Karachi's biggest threat right now is pretty comfortably the Seychelles. If the Seychelles
honestly, I'm looking at Pakistan. If you can wear down their army, everything they have is wide open aside from Lahore. Lahore is a really tough take, but everywhere else is very easy for Bactria or Mysore to take, or even Bangladesh, honestly.
They don't have good production.
Iris.
Yeah, so honestly, I have been extremely surprised with Pakistan's performance so far, between some pretty good vocations of settling and actually building up an army, because over so many tests they would just commonly just completely flop and not settle or not build an army and quickly get overrun by Sumer or Mysore or Bangladesh or Seychelles, Bactria. But so far, similar to Ores, I suppose, so far this has been Pakistan's best run that I think I have seen, and they definitely have an army, so it's not impossible for them to do something. I think they could very well take a couple neighboring cities if they, concentrate.
Yeah. I think it is a decent run for them, and I think well, let's move on to Bactria now, actually, because Bactria are of course the best civ in the game, just objectively.
Funny way to say Kipchak, but okay.
They have.
Wait, are they about to lose Markanda?
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, they settled Marikanda like last turn, like 2 turns ago.
Yeah, and just right on the front
it's basically
line.
brand new and just immediately attacked by the Kipchaks.
They could take it back before the end of the war with those elephants.
I think it's a psyop because this is such a terrible city that I think Bactria have only settled it to let Kipchaks take it and drag Kipchak's science down.
Cool. He's coping, guys.
True.
He's coping, guys. Yeah, I did not expect the Kipchaks to just go in again, but like, yeah, that war, Bactria Kipchaks is going to be a wash. What Bactria really needs to do is just attack Pakistan.
Aren't they at war?
I thought
Wait,
they
are?
they made peace,
I forgot. I have a bad long-term
Already
memory
made peace?
sometimes.
Let me check the stats.
I don't think so. To me, this doesn't looks like they've just finished a war. Given we've got like fortified to heal.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yes, Bactria made peace with Pakistan on turn. Where is it?
I would guess like 84, 85.
They made peace on turn. They made peace turn 89, 1 turn ago.
Yeah, that's a shame because Bactria's best route to break out is just taking Rawalpindi and then like using that as like a springboard to maybe like attack Sumer or Phoenicia's Persian cities.
Right now, it kind of looks like Kipchaks and Bactria are just going to grind their army into each other for a while, and then Bactria won't necessarily suffer, but the Kipchaks will suffer from Viak.
I agree.
Yeah, the Kipchaks will take Marikanda, obviously. I'm not sure if it'll flip back or not. I don't think it really matters. It's not an important city. But
what's the bonus that the Kipchaks get when they get their units back from like renting them out?
It's experience, right?
Yeah, experience and a bunch of gold. I think they get the gold when it gets sold off. They get the experience when it comes back.
Okay, so they get the gold initially, and then the unit comes back with more experience.
Yeah. Kipchaks, as we already
they're
mentioned,
not going to benefit from that much. It's just like interesting.
Oh, golden age points too. You get golden age points as well.
Oh, okay, that's not terrible then.
The Kipchaks, we already mentioned Kanjak Sangir is quite open to a Viatkan attack. They've also got borders with Karakitai and Ket, although neither of those look too dangerous right now.
I think Karakitai actually could probably take Kipsak.
Yeah.
They could if Karakitai knew that they were in the CBR.
Yeah, that's true. So they have the thing is they have a catapult right there. It could be on position in 1 turn. They have a bunch of spearmen.
Yeah,
it's not well defended.
It
They
does
could
look
blitz that
like
city.
they are positioned to attack, so they might take advantage of the current situation.
And there's been a war before, so.
We do have to shout out Karakitai for founding Kashgar in the exact correct location of Kashgar. Good job.
Karakitai is just there for like map painting.
What do we think of Karakitai currently?
They're so bad.
They're just there for map painting. They're just there for map painting. I've like most of the AIs I've seen, like when they're bad for the normal reasons. Karakitai is bad because like you don't know what the hell they're thinking. It's like it's not like bad where like the normal they gifted a city, they got like the thing where they're sending their settler out like 50,000 away, or whatever like that. No, like this is like you just don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like Mr.
So my main problem with Karakitai is so they've settled all these cities in the mountains and hills. There's no food, like avoiding these floodplains down on the river, like the plague.
Yeah.
Like what is that? I don't know why those floodplains are there. They're not realistic.
To note that do have
again, they are realistic to history.
They have multiple settlers out right now, and they have like not a ton of room, but they have plenty of room to expand, including into these more fertile areas. And
I don't know how much of that.
And with regards to Mysore somehow being the first to settle in this in this area, like Mysore is not going to be able to defend this at all, and so I think Kalkatai could very, very easily take both Salem and this city that is probably going to be found in the next couple turns.
The thing that pisses me off about Karakitai is they could do literally nothing else, settle no more cities, barely build an army for the rest of the game, and they're still going to be here forever. I mean, look at Chachi right here. That ain't
frustrating. Yeah, they're gonna be like Uganda. They're gonna be like gonna finish like 30th or like 25th or something, and then they're just never gonna have any game impact.
Yeah. They're like, I'm just gonna settle a city on top of freaking K2.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
I think Karkitai might just be actively sabotaging the game. I mean, they screwed over Bactria's invasion, now they're intentionally settling like the worst possible cities. I think they have something against the CBR.
They're
gonna give the city away in peace deal too.
The only way to win is not to play.
I really am a bit confused about all this dooming or everything about Karakitai because their situation doesn't look that bad.
I think
it's
okay.
Not.
Their
stats are awful.
Their stats are really bad. They've had some very disappointing, like a very disappointing war where we thought they were gonna sort of drop the hammer on the Kipchaks and just did the opposite. But they could still take. They could easily take Salem. They could.
So, like, if they took Salem, if they settled those 3 settlers, like they could put one of them northeast of Chachi. There's a spot there. They could go on the shore of Lake Balkash is valid. There's a few spots they can settle that are not terrible, and if they did that, then they'd go up in the rankings for sure. All this could be premature. We'll see what happens.
Let's go north now to the land of the Ket, who are our big Siberian civ of the series of the. What are we supposed to call them now? Season. There we go. Season. These are our big Siberian giants of the season. We always have one. There's always. Well, I kind of think of it as the Sibir slot because I'm Mark II brained. But you can call it the Kazakhstan slot. You can call it the Parg slot.
Yeah, I was gonna say like there's both the Sibir and the Yakuts.
Nope's gone for a second.
Oh wait, Nope left.
Yeah, Nope is tired. I'm also gonna go. I'm sticking around for a very specific civ. Then I'm also going.
That's very fair. But we will keep on marching for those who are watching, even if it's just me and Kira. So the Kets, they're filling this stereotype pretty nicely at the moment by not having gone to war with anybody, building a lot of cities of very low population, and spamming a unique unit.
I think if Roran has any chance of getting into the game, it involves eating some Ket cities.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
and I think that there's not much Ket's going to do against that at the moment. I mean, not at the moment. It's a longer-term plan, but I don't really see the Ket of today becoming a Ket that's going to effectively defend those cities.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think. I think Ket is doing better than Roran right now. At least we'll see how they.
Oh, absolutely. No, I don't disagree. But if Roran decides to start playing the game, then Ket's screwed.
No, they're not, because Ket has the religion. If they spread it, which they can, because there's nobody around them for a long way that has religion, it gives each city that converts to their religion adds 1 defense strength in all of their cities, and so they're going to be very difficult to take.
Wait, really?
Jesus. That's
that might be like the winner of the game already. That's like
no, I don't think it's going to win them the game because they're going to suck, but they're also going to be unkillable.
That's a spicy meatball if ever I heard it.
That is the most like Siberian civ on the cylinder like belief to have of like I'm just gonna be here and you can't do anything about it, but neither can I.
Born Sither up here, but there's fuck all in East Asia. There's nothing down here. I mean, Shaktism is the closest one from Bangladesh. Yeah, that's useful. That's useful for sure. let's talk about Rowan. Rowan, of course, gone but not forgotten.
Wasted potential. That's all
They've got
I
legs.
say about.
They've still got space.
Honestly,
They've got a lot of
I
space
really
to
hope they take Niren back.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, they
And
could.
they can easily. They do still have tons of space. I mean, this is a lot of space to settle, and they have been settling. Like these are all new this episode. So they're definitely capable of bouncing back. I don't think it's over for them. But yes, a dismal couple of episodes for sure.
And
Yeah, I think they
Yeah, I
also
don't
get
know,
to take advantage of Green Ukraine not doing much.
yeah, they
Yeah,
have
they-
a lot of
they-
space
yeah.
left because of that. Normally, Green Ukraine in test was a lot more expansive than this.
Green Ukraine were one of the well, let's go move on to them actually. Green Ukraine were one of the most expansive civs in tests. I'm really surprised by this. They've
Yeah.
only 4 cities on the board.
Holy shit! It's Rapa Nui Settler 2.
Where?
No, Edelman. The Edelman Settler. That's Rapa Nui Settler 2.
Oh,
It's just
right,
out on a
right.
journey.
Yeah, this is one here. Yeah. We do have a Green Ukraine have one settler in between Nikolaevskoye and Zaya, but other than that, I mean that's not many. That's not a lot, given how much space they have and given how much Itelman and Ruran and Tang are settling. Even Japan. This has been a slow start. They're also at
Yeah.
war with the Itelman along with Japan. Thoughts on where this war might be going?
Well, they're going to take
Edelman
Avacha
looks
for
so
sure.
boned. Hesunu and Avacha are both they're both falling. And after that,
Yeah.
the Edelman are just boned.
I agree.
Is
that,
Japan at war with Edelman?
Japan's at war with Itelman, yeah. This is
Oh, Japan's
I
taking
do
it.
think
Absolutely.
it is possible for Shinshisu for them to keep it or have it flip back and forth. But of course that does depend on if the AI is able to concentrate.
Yeah. I'm going to pronounce the city Chinese Hishilyu.
Please don't do that.
I'm just kidding.
Literally anything but that. I would say Chinashishelu, I think.
Yeah, that's Chinashishilyu. Yeah.
The Itelmen, other than hemorrhaging 2 cities, are looking okay.
Not really. I mean, boy, they
Now
suck.
you're right.
So boned. They're still so boned.
Yeah, this is not the best performance from them. I think I said this beforehand, and I've been called racist for this by, I think, Iris. But I don't want to see the Itelmen do well, because in my head they're just the Chukchi again.
I think the Edelman just make you get racist. I got called out for being actually doing a racism by Rose during their PR slide.
I mean, the Edelmen aren't even the most interesting, Arctic civ on the Pacific with a bird icon in this game, right?
Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah, starting out they seem to be doing pretty good, but with that Japanese city there, and then them being able to build an army up there, it seems like their good start may be hitting.
Sorry,
say
dog's
yeah,
going crazy.
the opportunity that they
I'll be
had.
back in a bit. I need to take care of the dog.
I know where it is. Skywatch. I will say the Itelmen have a very interesting glitch, which never actually got fixed, just sort of worked around. Which is that they would just refuse to move their second settler under any circumstances. The only way we could work around it was just by deleting it and replacing it with another one, which was a very strange glitch. I don't know why that happened, but even then the Itelmen were like, "No, don't make us play the game, please."
Yeah.
I will say I think next CBR I'm going to make Kamchatka bigger. I think it's too small. I just don't like
Yeah,
looking at it. It's so
definitely.
shriveled. I just think I
It just needs a bit more like southern area, right? Because otherwise, this is a game that's actually really showing the geographic differences here. Because Japan being expansive and really looking really good is kind of like, I don't have any confidence that Idelman is going to come settle any of these islands. I think this is all Japanese territory right now.
Let's go to Japan then. Obviously, Japan have this one city up on the Amur, the mouth of the river Amur, but they're also settling a lot in their homeland. Not Honshu, obviously. You can never get Japan to settle Honshu. That would be ridiculous.
God, yeah.
But everywhere, Korea and the southern islands, Jeju, they have got a nice little core here, which is it's nice to see. We do usually see Japan civs flop
There's like
in
no.
CBR.
There's no like other like place for them to settle. They'll probably end up settling the whole group, but they'll definitely settle like Hokkaido and random islands before that.
We have a city slot in I think this is the Shandong Peninsula here. That's still open, as well as and this isn't a possible city slot now because of the Green Ukraine border. If you're not aware, the AI won't settle a city if it's adjacent to another civ's border, so only Green Ukraine could settle this slot now. So they could settle the other side of Korea though. This coast on Korea is still available as well. So they do.
Do we think that this is like a leader trait that that Totoyama Hideyoshi is just determined to settle more cities in Korea than on Honshu?
Yeah, it's hard coded. He goes for Korea every time.
Like there's a specific bias just for this leader.
Yeah,
just for this region.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it is definitely a good start for Japan. I'm suitably impressed. I do like this this start a lot. They were very lucky not to lose Momoyama to Ryukyu, of course.
Yeah.
Ryukyu, yeah, that would have been devastating.
Ryukyu, usually Ryukyu is settled that.
Too.
Yeah, usually Ryukyu is settled where Momoyama and Yanazawa are, which was, very surprising that Japan got there first. But then it was looking like, Ryukyu was gonna, take back what's theirs, but then they just
Yeah, I think even if they had taken Momoyama, they couldn't have held it, because Japan's navy was just superior at that point already.
Yeah, I do think it would have been hype, but probably they would have had to have gotten the peace treaty straight away, and I don't think they're going to do that.
Ryukyu looked boned.
Ryukyu looked pretty boned now. I was really pleased when they settled Naha and Nanzan really early doors. I was like, great, that's exactly what you need to do. And then Hang just went, nope.
Yeah.
Gosh, Tang has settled so many cities.
With that in mind, let's get on to one of the big guns then. Let's talk about Hang, who I think are number one in the power rankings currently.
They are, I believe. Let me check.
They were number one after episode 4. And they haven't done
a
great...
They were number one in episode 3 and 4, and
they've not done a great deal.
They will probably be number one again.
Down this episode, no. I mean, this is obviously there's the meme of them taking 2 cities by peace treaty. They're now at war with Bangladesh as well. People think they could take Barishal by peace treaty. And if that was all they were doing, that would be something. But also, I mean, look, we have in terms of settled cities 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which is a crazy number for this stage of the game.
They've annexed Nirun. They have a courthouse in Xiaotong as well.
They're about to get 13 cities. They're about to get 13 cities in part 6. Like, this is the most dominant I've seen China this early in the game.
Is this the strongest Chinese civ we've ever had?
They could be.
Yeah, Han was great. Han was actually really damn good. Han is a high standard.
At this stage in the game?
At this stage in the game, yes.
CBRX 1 Chin were pretty strong.
Yeah.
Chin
so,
were really strong.
Iris.
But didn't Chin each grab really early too?
Iris first.
Yes.
Thank you. So what I wanted to remark was that Tang, kind of like Moravi, would also tend to just like throw earlier cities like pretty far towards their neighbors, which a lot of times would just like happen to, you know, flip them over, at least with regards to those cities. But then what's happened this run, like both the amount and obviously the those ridiculous peace treaties, getting them 2 more cities, they've really kind of been much luckier than Moravi. Obviously, so far they so far they're exceeding the tests.
Yeah, I really can't emphasize enough how crazy it is for Civ to have basically already locked down the entire fertile region of China this early in the game. It's unprecedented.
They have more city slots.
And it's not even just because all their neighbors suck, too.
No, some of the neighbors are good, like Japan.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they have great
Japan's
neighbors in certain directions, and they're
Ryukyu's
still
done
doing as well.
early.
It's
Roran
entirely
looked
because
scary
you're not.
in Nero. Yeah. Yeah, this is a dominant performance from Tang, and they're definitely one to watch. There's not much more to say. I don't think they could at this point expand in pretty much any direction they wanted if they get the army sorted.
Remind me what their unique archer does, or is it unique combo?
Let me have a look. I'll just get that for you. Tang Taizong, top hat paladin. Unique attributes: Forbidden Guard. When garrisoned in an occupied or puppeted city, increases growth in that city by 10%. Not particularly useful to us.
Still, I mean, increases growth if they got a couple of them. It's not bad, just in terms of building up this core. Like, they have the cities for them.
But it's only in occupied cities, so like they don't.
Oh, it's only in occupied. Oh, my bad. Okay, then
occupied or
okay.
occupied or puppeted. Occupied or puppeted.
And they've already annexed Jiatang, and they've already annexed
yeah.
Nerun. Okay, yeah, all right, fair enough.
There is such a thing as expanding too early and basically leaving your empire too big to defend at this stage of the game when you can't build that many units because of the unit limits. I do think cities like Kaifeng, obviously Nerun, which they just captured.
I am now unmuted.
I do think cities like Kaifeng and Nerun to the north, as well as possibly Chengzhou to Cebu, and Ryukyu. I do think these cities are vulnerable.
Yeah, they're definitely like possible to still fall into the Moravi trap, but so far they've you know, defended themselves well enough.
Yeah, they're not so ascendant that a coalition of all their neighbors would not.
Oh no, absolutely not. No
damage them. Yeah,
no Civ on the cylinder is. No Civ on the cylinder is, and that's the nature of the early game. Any Civ can get Songhide. Any Civ can get Songhide at this point.
That is a very good reminder.
Let's
look Yunnan. This is Yunnan. Why are you like this?
Yeah, let's look at this general area. So we have Bangladesh, Yunnan, and Pegu, all in a bit of a quagmire together. Bangladesh, of course, at war with Tung to the north. Can someone remind me if Pegu and Yunnan are currently at war?
I think they are, and it's pure comedy because neither of them are ever gonna do anything to each other. Both of them are so bad.
Yeah, Geju's
right now. That's wild.
Geiju for me has 2 strong city strength to be taken, sadly.
No, but it's not even that. It's not even that. Like, they're not even attacking it, right? Like they have units there that are fortified and are just gonna get bombarded to hell.
I will say shout out to Bangladesh, Chittagong, correctly settled city. We'd love to see it.
Bangladesh looks really good now. Like, they look very legit. Like, first 2 parts very slow, and then they started spamming settles all around the east of India and into Tibet as well, and now they're looking incredibly powerful. At least in the future.
I would say incredibly. Like Rajshahi here on 11 defense, pretty wide open to Mysore. Kulna, such a vulnerable city for a civ without a big navy, albeit there aren't too many big navies around. I mean, probably Bangladesh have the nearest. Oh no, Bangladesh are Bangladesh. Probably Pegu have the nearest navy of any note, but it's not that good.
I do think
so
Pegu's best chance back into the game is building up their navy. I think that they
100%.
have no chances of a land-based empire at the moment, and they have to start capturing.
I've seen that settler. Pegu might settle Sumatra before Lanfang.
Yeah,
Can they go to the Terran
Yeah.
Basin too and beat out Karakitai? Have a
they could settle.
Mysore and
They
a
could
Pegu
settle where they
city
are
before
with the northern settlement they have. They could settle on spot. There's plenty of places for that one.
Yeah,
They can settle on
I feel
Attic,
like
right?
there's still
let Iris go.
There's still a lot of potential for Pegu to at least like better their circumstances, if not like become an actual player. But I mean, this is something that did happen in a lot of tests, that they were a bit too squeezed on the mainland, so they went further south onto the islands and acquitted themselves decently there. So that's still kind of possible. Although so far they've been more squeezed on the mainland than a decent amount of tests, and so it's not anything super potential. And then I wanted to say about Yunnan that that Tang really did frick them over, because so like a vast majority of tests, Yunnan would pretty much lock down southern China, and they really messed up.
I mean, Jiatong was also their best city by far.
Yeah,
look at the the capital. It's disastrous, absolutely disastrous for Yunnan at this stage, and it's not even.
They could have been good. They could have been good.
They had everything set up for them to actually contest top, and then they just gave their second city.
Yep, it's
I do think that Tang settling Zhengzhou earlier is like very much Tang being able to take advantage of a very sleepy Yunnan, and not only that, but like even if they hadn't given up Jiatong, they really wouldn't. They really don't have a good way to keep growing at this point in the game. Beyond conquest.
They do have 3 coastal cities, and so
Like,
there's a possibility for a naval comeback here.
Yeah, if
they
did give
they would
Jiatong, they
win
could have
really
walked into Sichuan.
Hey! Everyone's talking at once. Let's go one by one.
Like, here's the thing: if they didn't give Xiao Top, what they could have done was they could have kept selling inland. They could have gone into like Sichuan and inland China. They could have also expanding in Vietnam, and then they have like a good empire, good Turley empire, which they can realistically use to eventually combat Tang.
The Jicheng area, Sichuan here was settleable. Guangzhou area was still settleable. So there was plenty of room to contest the area, but yeah, they've ballsed it up. Say the least.
They gave up. They gave up. They didn't even. They tried nothing, and then they gave up.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about Lanfang.
I'm going to bed after this.
Say again, sorry.
I just want to talk about Lanfang a bit, and then that's
go for it.
For you
Go for it.
Yeah,
sorry.
they're doing fine, but like I'm still very concerned about how sleepy they are relatively. Like some games, I know they managed to like dominate already. They already settled all of Indonesia. They already maybe killed Ternate, but here they let UQ forward settle them. They might let Pegu forward settle them, but like it doesn't matter because everybody who's forward settling them is so ass.
I thought Tamari would fall immediately. Now I'm looking at it again. I do like where they placed it, behind a river and with only 2 coastal tiles here. If Lanfang don't declare war soon, I think it actually becomes more defendable than you might expect. Of course, if Lanfang declare war tomorrow, then they can take it for sure.
Yeah.
I just noticed the settler in Cambodia.
Iris first.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Lanfang is doing pretty well so far, but it very much is like, especially because like everybody around them has really not done much. Like, I mean, it's kind of crazy how like Ternate and Cebu especially have just really just laid down and let everybody start settling in areas that they could. But I mean, there's still time. But Lanfang so far is looking the best out of all of them. But
Yeah,
I don't think it's guaranteed.
when it comes to Ternate and Cebu, it's worth noting Lanfang have essentially moved their settling away from them towards Malaysia and Cambodia. Java is still wide open. The rest of Sulawesi is still open. New Guinea is getting a little more filled up, but the Philippines, there's still plenty of space. But Cebu still have, I mean, it could even settle Hainan, it could settle these areas as well. So Cebu do still have a lot of space if they wake up. So there is still definitely ways back into. Well, let's go on to Cebu and Ternate. Cebu do
I'll
have
just have to say this. I'm going 2 comments and then I'm gonna go out for tonight. So the first one is, you know how I said earlier that Scotland has done nothing for the past 3 parts? Well, I apologize because Ternate has done nothing for the past 5 parts.
Yeah,
they just sort of sat there and ate ass. And the second one is that
something, I guess.
Gold star for all that's work. Alright, but the other one is that I still really feel like all of Southeast Asia is just being set up to be Bunuba bait. Like, Bunuba is just standing there. It's like the big elephant in the room. They have a big. They might get a big navy soonish. They have half of Australia on lock.
Yeah.
They have a lot really good stats. Like, I really feel like that if Lanfang doesn't shape up soon, all of Southeast Asia is literally just Bunuba bait.
We'll get to
Or
Bunuba.
Seychelles.
Yeah.
Seychelles,
No,
they could,
nah,
or Rapa Nui.
I want to note a couple of settlers. We have that Ryukyu settler coming south past Taiwan. It could be going to even settle another city near Tomari. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
And then Lanfang
was
has
for Cebu.
a settler in like down at the Mekong Delta area that will settle a coastal city to connect to Longgang.
Yeah, we could settle the tower the sugar is.
Yeah, that's a good choice. What?
very good settle. That's enough for me tonight. It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably gonna sell where it is.
No, JDT, thanks for joining us. Cebu did have another city out this part, Parlan, which is annoying me because it should be Parian, but the Cebuano town is Parian, referred to the old Chinese district of Cebu, not Parlan. Whoever wrote that city list, I was hoping Nope would still be here so I could admonish him directly. But yes, Cebu do have still a lot of space to expand, as do Ternate.
Yeah, they can settle. They have
also,
places they can settle. They can settle another city on Luzon. They can settle whatever that eastern island is. They can settle Mindanao, Palawan, Borneo, Sulawesi, the Marianas. There's a lot of places open for them.
What's frustrating is
they're not. They're just not.
They're not. They don't even have any settlers out. Yeah.
No. The only settler currently in these islands is a Chono settler.
For some reason.
Who saw Rapa Nui and were like, "Ooh, where are they going?"
I spent like quite a lot of the testing period trying to get island civs to basically behave normally, and like we did a lot of like managed to get most of them doing pretty well most of the time, which included Cebu, Ternate, and Rapa Nui. But something that during all of that testing that I noticed was sometimes it wasn't that like island civs would just not behave normally in general. Like overall, like it would just take them more time for it to like click into place that, oh, you know, like we have other space to like have and settle and expand into and stuff. And so even with like improvements, sometimes that delay would be variable. And so it is still very much possible that Cebu, Ternate, and Rapa Nui and Ryukyu kind of wake up and actually do well for themselves. But that time is, kind of ticking.
Someone go back and look at episode 5 of CBRX 2 and see how many cities Timor-Leste had on board.
I think it was 3.
I don't think they had many at all that early days.
I think it was 3. I'm pretty sure.
There is absolutely time for this area. Let's go to
just really quick before we move on from this area. Actually, because Cebu is like the one civ that I continually forget is in the game. What is that unique? It looks like a unique improvement they have, like kind of around their capital.
Yeah, it's the barangay, and I'll tell you what that does. We'll get it up real quick.
Because I love the model.
It appears to add 1 food and 1 gold.
It seems to, yeah. Of course, it doesn't have a wiki page. Why would it have a wiki page? No, I don't want I want Nopecopter, not helicopter. There we go. We'll borrow Nopecopter Cebu. Yes, +1 food, +1 gold. Cannot be built adjacent to the Sakop, or barangays they're called now. +1 additional gold for every incoming international trade route. So, pretty useful, especially in a big game like this.
They look great.
Ahead says Civ list. We are currently running through the civs of the CBRX 5. Is this what Iris has just sent in the chat, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect, amazing. So the CBRX is, if you're familiar, I'm not sure if you're just found us on Twitch or whether you've come from the Reddit. It's a massive AI game where we watch the various Civ 5 AIs combat each other. I should say by AI game, it doesn't have anything to do with generative AI or anything like that. This predates it by years and years and years. It's a poisoned word now, AI, but this is we just mean the normal Civ AI. We've been running this for 10 years now. This is the 7th overall installment, although it's called CBRX 5 for reasons that are too long to go into. So we're about 90 turns into the game currently, and we're just taking a look at the state of the world, the state of the board right now. Right, let's move on to Australia, where we have 2 civs, of course. Well, sorry. We have 3 civs in Australia. How could I be so rude?
Technically. For a turn or 2.
3 very evenly poised civs. The Banuba, New South Wales, and of course, Rapa Nui. Probably not for long. It was disappointing that Banuba didn't take Launceston from New South Wales for sure, but other than that, pretty even game so far of the.
I do think that they messed up in letting New South Wales settle Liverpool, and now there's going to be another city down there. However, even with that, there's still space to the north on the islands.
And obviously Uluru, which still hasn't been settled.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit harder for Banuba for that having happened, but it's still pretty much even. Just gotta hope for Banuba not to have New South Wales realize that there's the entire Pacific open.
Yes, yeah. Yes, which they haven't done yet. We've got no cities on. A change that we made to the map actually for this installment was we carved an ocean between Australia and New Zealand. So Australian civs couldn't just immediately settle New Zealand because we felt like it was giving. We also made New Zealand smaller, but we felt like it was giving the Australian civs, especially New South Wales, a bit too much free land early doors. So now they can still settle it from the start, but they have to send the settlers round the long way, so it's much more arduous. Which I think has been an improvement because I think New South Wales a little bit too.
I agree. I'm glad you mentioned that because I had completely forgotten about.
So, of course, it does also mean that the Chono could. That's the Chono. The Banuba could cut off Australia from actually being able to access the Pacific if their tiles expand to the Great Barrier Reef, which I'm sure they will do soon.
The Chono could technically do it too if they go back and settle one of those islands.
Technically do it as well, and they seem keen on doing so. So we'll see. Yeah, it's still pretty balanced though. You wouldn't want to call Australia yet. Of course, it doesn't necessarily mean that one civ will conquer the other. This is what usually happens by about turn 400, 500 usually. Australia is unified, but at the moment, definitely wouldn't want to call it. Banuba probably with the better stats. Australia probably with the higher ceiling on this land, but we'll see. Any more thoughts on Australia before we move on to America?
I just want to point out that I think Windsor here for New South Wales has grown unbelievably quickly. This was the city that they put down in that kind of face-off with the Banuba settler at the beginning of the war. The Banuba settler, I believe, became what is that? Milwundi? How does that pronounce it? And the New South Wales settler became Windsor, but this is already an 8-pop city.
I mean, 2 Cocos and a whale do that for you.
I mean, it's great for that. It's a fantastic settle. I do think that in not giving up anything in that invasion, I think New South Wales has regained the momentum in Australia.
I agree with you. A lot of people hype Banuba, but I think New South Wales currently has the advantage.
Yeah, between them like coming out well of that war and like as I said before, the Liverpool area.
Yeah, I think if Banuba had won that settler raid for Windsor, that would have been a different story.
Let's move on to North America now. We're going to start up here with the Tlingit. First thing I want to say about Tlingit, I mentioned earlier that the Circassians had 2 cities that were technically the same city. It is nowhere near as egregious as Sitka and Sitka. Which
oh my god, yeah.
Was allowed to be in a city list and no one said that.
Oh my god.
Those are
really egregious.
But you know, Tlingit's probably the oldest mod still in the game. I know it's been redone by Emerald Range. I don't think the Sith list was redone though. I think the Sith list has remained the same. Probably the oldest mod. ECH says, by the way, worth mentioning the Australian science dominance. Yes, although you
both
wouldn't
Australian
think
civs. Both Australian civs are near the top in science.
Yeah,
and tech.
you wouldn't think you're looking at New South Wales, who still have archers and spearmen and horsemen. It's not.
Everybody is spearmen.
Look like true.
But yeah.
Not a pikeman. But the composite bowmen and swordsmen of Banuba, you can definitely tell they're advanced.
Yeah.
Yes, when it comes to Tlingit, I mean, let's address the elephant in the room. Will Tlingit ever settle an inland city in the game? Predictions?
No, it's good. They're gonna have a giant chevron-shaped empire that's just up the west coast, and then east down the Arctic coast, and then Pomo is gonna have the middle, like Croatia and Bosnia.
Like like I've been saying, the Croatia shape. It's something that Tlingit did in every single test. They are just obsessed with the coast, doing that, and then oftentimes Pomo or Ponca would then become the Bosnia to their Croatia. But even then, sometimes their decent amount of settling. Like it didn't mean much in the long run, but so far this game they've been doing pretty well. Despite the kind of frustration with Pomo so far, I still they're in a pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, the main thing Tlingit are engaged with currently is invading Behapal under the leadership of Admiral Zinovi Rozhestvensky. But it's not. They've not really got it below half health yet. They keep looking like they're gonna wear it down, and then the Navy kind of falling away and then coming back. At one point,
Yeah.
Pomo are also taking Arlene, but that's completely gone now.
Yeah, I don't think either side is going to make any progress in this war at the current technology level. I think the Tlingit are in an interesting position because I think they're very likely to survive until the very end of the game. Like, I could easily see them, like, their elimination point being, like, in the top 5, but then, or certainly top 10, but then, can they actually break out of this position to, like, contest for the win? I really am not sure that they can, because they're going to have, basically, their route would be through North America is going to be difficult with the way Pomo has been settling. I think Pomo is going to be a top power for quite a long time, and they would have to basically go through Pomo to get anywhere. They might have better luck going west through Itelmen, but hard to say. But then they run into Japan and Green Ukraine. It's not a great position to be in. They're making the most of it, but I wouldn't want to.
And if they ever choose to settle inland, they do have a lot of space. But
and was I right? Someone said earlier in the stream that the game treats lake tiles as coast tiles.
In terms of city settling distance, yeah.
Just in terms of city settling distance, so the Tlingit UA doesn't apply to the lake tiles here.
Deadhead says the game. Deadhead said game pause at season 5, episode 5. The game is progressing, so I'm the one who runs the game. I've loaded an older save here. I've actually, just to let you know where I am with recording, I'm actually all the way up to turn 500 now. Turns are very slow now, but we're up to turn 500. We release episodes once a week, so the next episode will be released next Wednesday or Tuesday, depending on your time zone.
We're currently showing the last what the world looked like on the last turn of the most recently released episode.
So head to civbattleroyale.tv on Tuesday or Wednesday to catch up with the next episode. But yes, I
or anytime, it's always there. But the new ones come out Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yes. Yeah. I've loaded an older save this time so we can. No one else knows where the game's going. I do know where the game's going, but I'm keeping still on that, obviously. But none of these schmucks.
Can I just be like a Tlingit fanboy for a sec here?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that Tlingit has a huge potential in this game because all of the North American civs are not really settling that far north, other than like Onondaga settling like one city north. So I think that they have just an enormous amount of potential to just consume the entire northern edge of the continent. And if they can get something into Greenland, which I get is like me speculating entirely, like I don't really see a way that they're gonna die for like you were saying for ages. But I don't even see a way that the other civs are gonna be able to just kind of like take bites out of them. If anything, they'll take bites out of the other civs.
They've definitely gotten to Greenland before, so I have pretty high hopes for the time.
They have a couple of sides on the go.
The Deadhead
and as an aside, I took a bunch of pictures last weekend at the Smithsonian Native American Museum of a bunch of Tlingit art, so I'm gonna put those in PR slides when I can.
I'm gonna pan Europe while we're talking for Deadhead Ahead.
Yeah, because Deadhead Ahead missed the beginning of the stream where we were discussing Europe. There will be a recording of this. Will be posted on the subreddit later. You can hear everything we had to say about Europe. But here's what it looks like.
I'll pan over for you now so you can see the lay of the land. Quite even in Europe at the moment. No immediate front runners. France. Maybe Portugal, maybe Uile, the Irish civ.
Maybe Kalmar.
Yeah, Kalmar doing okay. One thing I want to point out about North America, which is quite bizarre in this game, is almost all but one of the North American civs founded a religion. So the Tlingit have Sganang, the Pomo have their own unique religion, Bolimaru. That's from Orange's Californian Religions mod pack, Orange Chrissy's Californian Religions. The Ponca have Pohakantena. The Susquehannock and Karankawa are both without them. The Onondaga have Midawin, and then for some reason the Anishinaabe decided, forget this, Native North American religion bullshit. We're going to become Methodists. That might be accurate.
Yeah.
I'd have to check.
I can't tell whether that one's funnier or the Tlingit televangelists are funnier.
I think
Both of these civs have picked just bizarre concepts to roll with here.
Very, very religion-heavy continent. Susquehannock and Karankawa are the only ones to not have a religion founded. Teotihuacan as well, just around the corner, have Pateo Matalitli. So a lot going on there. Let's talk about the Pomo. Strong start from them, as expected. Usually fairly strong contenders early doors. Usually big settlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something they've managed between them and Anishinaabe, kind of shutting Ponca, out of the north, which a lot of times Ponca's empire would just go way up almost to the coast, and then they'd become the Bosnia to Tlingit's Croatia, but this time they are unable to do that.
Yeah. They have settled in a way that has sort of really limited Karankawa and Ponca's settle patterns. That's for sure. Quite low populations.
Yeah, I think Pomo's strategy here is just continue settling on into Canada as much as possible, and then out to Hawaii. And I think, but the risk that they run is it's really hard until a fairly advanced technological level for them to be able to make any military progress against Ponca, Teotihuacan, or Tlingit.
Yeah.
And then Anishinaabe, it's more forgiving terrain, but they're so far away. It's like they need to settle a lot, but then I don't expect them to expand much beyond what they've settled until like the modern era.
There is a way into Ponca by building up the army in sort of this Dakota area, but Ponca, and we'll talk about them now as well. Obviously, only 3 cities on the board, but a strong carpet. They're looking difficult to wear down at the moment, Ponca. They are completely hemmed in though, which is unfortunate. I think there's a city slot around here. I think this is
no, not down there. There's a city they can settle on one of those hills northwest of Nanza, and also in the area you're highlighting in the Great Basin.
Yeah. So there's areas to settle around here, not so much in kind of Kansas-y area here. So it's not completely over for them in terms of settling. However, compared to Ponca's usual settlemania as well, I mean, there's a lot of big settlers in North America. Ponca are usually one of them. This has been quite quiet for them. So we'll have to see how they go.
I want Ponca to invade Anishinaabe. I think that would make both of them immediately not boring anymore.
Yeah, Wawiyetanong and Tanguan both have very low defense values. Definitely both takeable.
And very easily traversable terrain. There's not a lot of units there. Like, it's hard for them to even funnel them down from their core because of the way that the land masses work.
Yeah, and Anishinaabe's army is not looking as pathetic as it used to be in the past with all those composite bowmen. But I think Ponca could definitely still take a couple cities if they coalitioned with Onondaga.
The Onondaga coalition would absolutely finish Anishinaabe right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Vulnerable.
Onondaga looks scary.
It's a beautiful TSL for a capital in terms of being defendable, but all of this land, the Minnesota-Wisconsin area, Iris land basically, is looking is looking vulnerable for sure.
And it's a canal.
It is a canal, yeah. We've nearly got the canal. I know we can't canal this area, but
Yeah, but at least all of the Great Lakes are traversable now.
we could theoretically get Detroit still, and
Onondaga can still theoretically settle that canal right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We could get Detroit here and theoretically get all the Great Lakes. But no, it can't make its way to the St. Lawrence River, sadly.
Still, though, if you could launch a boat from Onondaga and make it all the way through the Great Lakes, I will immediately put them top 5 in my ranks.
Yeah, let's talk about Onondaga and Susquehannock. Two civs whose fates seem very entwined for sure.
So I thought Susquehannock was screwed starting off this game, especially if they were slow to settle and then they failed to attack. They attacked Onondaga but failed to capture anything, and I thought, oh well, they're done for. Onondaga will take this rivalry, but actually no, they're very even.
They're very even, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite surprising. This is one of the better Susquehannock runs, I think. A lot of the test games, they really didn't do very well at all.
They've come up swinging for the Maritimes, which is a good strategy. They've got a lot of coastal cities on the board. They've also taken advantage of slow Karankawa, which is, was quite predictable, but they've taken good advantage of that. They've locked down this area, stopped Haragua from getting too invested there as well. The Quebec area is still looking more like Onondaga's territory, but this is still pretty even.
They should. Susquehannock is probably favored to settle Newfoundland at this point.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Susquehannock did not have a lot of good test runs. A lot of the times, not even because of their own performance, obviously, but because of Karankawa and Ponca settling right up against the Appalachians. But this game, that did not happen, and so Susquehannock has been able to settle more southwards, and they really have such a good start compared to so many tests, which and with their neighbors behaving the way they are, I really do think it's possible for them to come out on.
It is pretty. It's fun. I'm looking forward to seeing one take on the other, mainly because their colors are still too close for me, and I want to see consolidate the other. But.
Yeah. So speaking of that, can I make a little bit of a confession here?
Yeah.
So I did the entirety of my episode 1 ranks. I completely flipped which civs these were, and I thought Onondaga was Susquehannock, and I thought Susquehannock was Onondaga, and I did my ranks for episode 1 thinking that entirely.
That's easily done. That's so easily done. Their colours used to be even more similar. Susquehannock's colours have been tweaked a little bit.
They used to be more similar.
Onondaga should have been the one to be changed.
It's this is them distinguished. I know.
Let's go. I'm looking for the war to happen because we gotta pick one of these color schemes to roll with.
Let's cut to Teotihuacan and Karankawa now. Teotihuacan, of course, just taken a city from Karankawa, which they've already annexed. It is currently occupied by Escojane. Teotihuacan also built a canal city in Cholula. The Panama Canal is settled. But they are currently at war with Jaragua, who are harassing Pachan, although I don't think I'll shock anyone to say I don't think Pachan is going to fall in this war.
No, considering Jaragua has the smallest army in the world currently.
Yeah.
They're not going to do anything.
Is it all triremes, or do they have any other types of units?
They have 2 triremes, that's it.
They have some couples of bowmen in their cities.
Yeah. They got a warrior in
Oh, sorry, Jaragua, not Karankawa, my bad.
Yeah. Karankawa, obviously, take a bit of an L with losing Kuhane. They did, however, get settlements of Coco in kind of modern-day Arkansas and Copano in Cancun, the party animals that they are. So they did get some more seats on the board, not completely down and out, although obviously not looking great for them. Definitely in a strong North America, it's pretty easy to put Karankawa.
I see. Check out the sheer size of the model for their unique workboat. That's enormous.
Humongous.
Oh my god!
It looks like do you know that one like meme post from Imaginary Maps or Alt History or something where it's like, what if Columbus's ship started accelerating to the speed of light as it crossed the Atlantic, and then like the consequences. It's like this ship. I just imagine it's so long and skinny and sharp and big. I just imagined it like suddenly accelerating and like carving a new canal through the Isthmus of Mexico.
You can.
Is this like the whole story in the Three Body Problem series where there's like the guy who's out in the ocean who's the same size the whole time, and this is just like an enormous ship that's like really just right in front of their faces, that it's just like out in the ocean somewhere.
Yeah.
So on the topic of Karankawa, they really it's so easy for them to flop, and how this game has gone so far, it's just like all the circumstances were right. They didn't settle to the west or the north, and then they didn't settle along the coast, which they usually like would at least try to, and now Susquehannock is getting that area, and so I think they'll probably be one of the earliest to go.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Teotihuacan, on the other hand, Central American civs do not have a good reputation in the CBR. This is a good showing, I think, so far.
Yeah. I think we keep saying Central American civs don't have a good reputation, and then like, like there have been is that really true? Like there have been a bunch that were total flops, but there's also been several that did really well, like Mexico in season 4.
And I'll rephrase it. Mark II Mayans were really bad.
Yes, they were.
My memory stops and ends at Mark II, as you bet that.
Yeah.
That's totally fair.
I don't know. I feel like Teotihuacan is in perfect position to. Yeah, but season 4 Mexico was even much better. I think Teotihuacan is on track to sort of replicate the success of season 4 Mexico. I think they're in a good position to do that.
I don't remember X4. It didn't happen. Jaragua.
Wait, can I talk about Teotihuacan for a little bit? Just real quick. So I'm one of those people who Archimedes is not on the call, but if he were here, he would be just like gushing about Teotihuacan. I'm also one of those people who just loves Teotihuacan. I think that like they have the potential, if they can strategically declare a couple of wars in the region, maybe join a couple that are in there. Like there's not a lot stopping them from moving beyond Central America, right? Like Yanomami is a general, like they don't build units, they haven't been, like they're very empty. Karankawa is here and able to just be kind of consumed. Honestly, they could try taking even parts of Pomo if Pomo gets distracted, like banging their head against Pomo.
And they're not strong.
Yeah, I mean, like they have a lot of options, and I think that of the Central American civs we've seen, like they've got a great start, and they've got great neighbors to pivot to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. Briefly, let's touch on Shiragua, though there isn't a great deal to say.
There is not a lot to say about them. No.
They've been doing like so. The attempts to get island civs to behave more normally, which did include Shiragua, but this seems to be one of the runs that it's not quite taking effect, but they have some space to expand, but it's getting more and more limited.
Yeah.
And they've been so quiet that they really are losing time fast.
I think it's I keep alternating, but I think it's Haragua and Shavante.
I think that's correct. I also have to emphasize, Haragua only has. Can you zoom in on their capital just slightly? I think they only have 3 or is it 4 land units total in their entire army.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they have only 4 land
it's
units.
All boats.
Yeah, and the rest is all boats. I just thought that was really funny because it's like there's no civ has anywhere as a land army anywhere near that small.
I mean, they should be focusing on the navy. That is fair enough.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
if
they literally have
fair
one
enough.
land unit per city as a garrison and nothing else.
Yeah,
a good.
that's like me playing Civ 5.
Yeah.
As you were playing this exactly with the same
at this
starting
stage
position.
in the game, anyway. Yeah.
The Yanomami have no navy. If they built a good enough navy, Hawarawetari, Padahamatsuri are totally open. And then that's not counting the Gulf of Mexico, which does not have much of a naval presence from anyone right now. So they should be focusing on navy. ECH says we meme, but tailgating the canal really improves their potential to conquer Haragua in time by uniting all the coastal cities and naval outposts.
I agree.
It's true, although their only coastal city on that side is Mexico. They do only have the one. Most of their coastal cities are already on the Gulf of Mexico coast.
Yeah. And Caribbean.
So let's move to South America. We'll start with the Yanomami, who probably the quietest of the South American civs at the moment.
They're okay.
They're
but
I
don't see where they go from here.
There's a settler here.
They're like the Quikuru of this season. They're not going to do anything. They're just going to get in everybody's way. Like we just watched Corral, and like the Corral can't do anything to them, and they weren't even putting units in their way. Like they're just going to sit here.
Until the Amazon rainforest is cleared, that's always the case with South America. Or usually the case with South America.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a great deal to say about these guys yet. The thing is they're in such a defensible position because of that terrain that they have time to build up an army, settle some of the Caribbean that Haragua haven't. They're far from out of the game right now. It's just we'll come back to them in a few episodes and see where we're at then. I think. Corral are at war, of course. Corral are invading poor old Rapa Nui, Anakena. Which they won't take, I don't think. I mean, they don't have any naval reserves. This is their navy. These 4 ships are the last remnants of their navy. So, if they don't do it, no one will.
Yeah, which they're not gonna do. No.
Not at 29 defense. No.
It is. I mean, both like disappointed in Rapa Nui's performance in general, but it also is just disappointing that we didn't get to have Rapa Nui settling on the South American mainland, which definitely happened like a bunch of time in tests, and now there's no way for that.
No, there's no space.
And so there, in tests, there'd be times where they would be favored over Caro, but now nope.
No, they went full meme threats this episode. They do have a full navy.
They're just like this is like going to an international chess tournament and just playing fucking Bomb Cloud.
Yeah. Darth said Yanomami have 2 paths forward: settle the Caribbean before Haragua and conquer the rest of it, or partition a neighbor. I think that is true, and there are neighbors they could partition. Corral aren't the strongest in the world.
Partition them with who, though? It's like nobody else is really threatening Corral.
Yes, it would be the Guaycuru, but we'll...
Yeah, not... Yeah. I feel like Shavante being so surrounded, sure, they have a huge army, but it's going to get whittled down. There's going to be a coalition against them that's going to go wrong for them, I think.
Let's get to Shavante, because I want to say something right off the bat about Shavante. We saw many tests where Shavante would get Dowd and invaded episode 2, turn 30, turn 40. Shivante's big thing in test was that, like, did not matter how many wars they were at, it did not matter how long they were in the game, they just refused to build any army. Literally, their starting units would be their only units. So this is the first time I have seen Shivante with a carpet, and I am very impressed with that.
Yeah, it's top 5 military on the cylinder right now.
I'm very impressed and, like, you know, more hopeful than would be normally, because something that happened in almost every test was there would be a Guaycru swarm of units towards Shivante, and then even if Guaycru didn't take a city, it would cause Yanomami or Portugal to then attack them, and either way, they'd just be dismantled. And then, like, you know, we did, like, try a little, like, tiny bits of, like, Terran changes in Shivante's area to kind of discourage this, like, immediate falling, but it only reduced it by a certain amount, which is, like, all you want. And then there's this, you know, actual game where the Guaycru swarm did even less than ever, and Shivante just has persisted, and it's also just led to Guaycru being like, sort of going nowhere. So,
you know, people have still continued the meme about, oh, Shivante's so cursed because they've only got 3 cities out. This is one of the best positions I've ever seen Shivante in. And firstly, okay, they only have 3 cities on the board. There is space for a city here and a settler here, and a settler here as well. Guaycuru do also have a settler here, but this is a settlable spot and a nice spot to settle. Because of where Podegara have settled and Corral, Guaycuru are going to find it much harder to access this Shivante core, which is just in general much better defended now. And look at this southern Yanomami land. Hiyomisateri with 17 defense value and not quite positioned in a way where the rivers are going to provide much defense. That's a conquerable city. That they could take that. Even like Katu and Amaralau, maybe not. But this is, in my opinion, Shivante's single best game I've ever seen them have. And it's not saying much, but like do not count them out. They could genuinely still, like, they're in a position right now where you can't completely rule them out from winning the continent, and that is insane.
I put them out of all of the civs here, I'd put them at the lowest chance of winning the continent, but it's not 0.
Yeah. Which is insane for them. They have rolled a super aggressive for them AI here. Shivante also have an oddly great economy, which boosts their in-game military score further and makes Civ AIs fear them. Good bit of Civ AI knowledge there, ACH. That's good. I do think that they're going to stick around for a fair bit longer than we'd expect.
I think that it's interesting, the dynamic here with the geography and the I guess the focus of Potiguara here, because Shivante could very easily just wear down all of these units from Potiguara, and if you look at the cities comparison, like, they can probably catch up, but the Potiguara cities look far more vulnerable than anything Shivante has.
Yeah, Potiguara has a good, solid army, but yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, they have a good army, they have good production. So does Shivante.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We do have a lot of the Podegara unique unit up. I would love to say what this does, but Podegara's not out yet, so I actually have no idea. The information will be somewhere. It will be on the CBRX5 info sheet, but I haven't got that to hand either.
I got you. I've got it.
Can you tell us the Fusa, the Podegara unique unit?
Yes, so it replaces the Spearman. It has the amphibious promotion. It converts one hostile adjacent city-state unit to your side per Fusa. The first Fusa built in each city spawns an additional one.
Okay, that's why they have so many.
Yeah.
Okay, not amazing.
But
Amphibious
otherwise it
is the most
sucks.
useful.
Well, amphibious isn't bad actually.
Amphibious is
isn't
good
bad.
because I'm doing it in Heretical would be those river defenses would be really nice if not for amphibious. So that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, and it does. It actually the amphibious makes them able to go after Guaikuru a bit more too.
Yes, true. Speaking of which, we have Guaikuru down here. I should say here as well, down at Laguna Martin. Guaikuru usually pretty aggressive, and we've seen that from them this time with a lot of early warring, but no cities conquered. That's not a huge surprise. But I do think Katu and Jakku, they have to be thinking about taking these two cities soon for me.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
The obvious disadvantage they have against the Podogara at this stage is their unique unit is a horseman, the Haliaganek, compared to the Podogara unique unit being a spearman. Civs love to build a lot of their unique unit, which means that the Guaikuru have a lot of this unique horseman, and the Podogara, as we've just said, have a lot of their unique spearmen. And if you've ever played Civ 5, you know where I'm going with this. Spears beat horse every time. So
yeah.
that is a little working against them. And I should say that the Haliaganek, its ability is when they kill a unit, it restores the movement of any adjacent friendly units. Incredible for a human player. An AI isn't going to be able to make the most out of that.
That could be good against Chono though. Like it's not going to do much in the Amazon,
sure.
but if they go south,
No.
no.
Well,
Okay.
let's look south as
I
well.
believe you, but
Chono has their unique unit too.
They do.
That's
they
true.
Do.
I do like the Chono
Let's get that
unit.
one up.
What's that one do? Let's see.
Oh, it's just giving me the Chokunu. I don't want that. Rose's Chono. There we go. You'd think we'd have all this to hand, but there are so many uniques, guys. This UU specifically is the Walt, which replaces the composite bowman. It's got survivalism 1 from the start. It drains temporary movement and XP from adjacent foreign units at the start of the turn.
So that doesn't that literally cancel out the big part of Guaikuru's UU?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little vampiric one.
But with the added bonus of also draining
everyone's-
XP, so it actually really likes just the. It's just fine plus XP.
Yeah. Great start for the Chono, by the way. Chono, bear in mind the Chono are an island civ, so when we talk about having worked Iris and I with the AI to make island civ settle more, I think the Chono is a really good, a shining example of where this has come off, because the Chono have done great settling. Obviously, they did leave a space in the middle for Laguna Martin, but that is not. I mean, that should be an easy capture, right?
Yeah, easily.
Oh, absolutely.
Guaikuru cannot reinforce that. There is no path to reinforcing that.
San Martin fell Caracal on 10 defense as well. Shouldn't be the worst. Even Upaka here is very vulnerable to a naval attack, of which the Chono have a much stronger navy than Corral. So, for me, Chono are currently kind of low-key the strongest on the continent.
Oh, easily. I think in the rankings,
that.
I think there's not much doubt that Chono are the strongest on South America. I think the rankings, everybody else, a lot of the... Well, I mean, let me rephrase that. Nobody else in South America is currently highly ranked in the except Chono in the current power rankings.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyone else
I think
have
it's
any words
interesting to bring up the Chono Navy here, just because you think of the Chono like they have fantastic stats, but their land and navy split is kind of weird for where they are in the game here. Like they have a very large navy for not really having much reason to have a large navy, right? Like they can go.
Packer could easily take Anacana once Corral finished marauding it.
That's actually interesting. If
they could take out Robin.
To get it, then Chono could go get it after.
Mm-hmm.
The navy is almost entirely Pacific focused, so I think we can probably ignore this. These otherwise quite tasty little cities around here. But Apaka, Corral, and Anakena are all pretty. I mean, they're great targets. Corral and Anakena, it's 2 original capitals. I think, yeah, Chono definitely in a strong position. So, with that in mind, does anyone have any more notes that they haven't said yet? Anything they want to share before we wrap things up?
Do we have the religion map up handy at all?
I can get that for you guys.
Because I know we touched on it kind of region to region, but I just wanted to look at that kind of globally.
It'll come up on the stream in just a second. The headlines: Persejet, very strong. Sunni doing pretty well as well in Pakistan, but Shaivism in Bangladesh is just around the corner. Pachaism is spreading uncontested in the Andes. See North America is obviously very competitive for religions.
I like flavor-wise how Pachaism is just spreading down the Andes instead of east of the Amazon basin. Just like every single cultural and political and religious thing in South America pre-colonial ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And similarly with the Middle East just spreading down the Nile here and just sort of across the Mediterranean.
Persejet's going to be huge because there's nothing else in Africa, nothing in Western Europe. So they have masses there. Pachaism as well will definitely take South America.
Circassian's religion is going to be.
Could also.
Asia, I think, is going to end up being. Well, if the Ket religion spreads more, at the moment Ket have been quite shy about spreading their religion, which is shamanism. But that has lots of land to explore into. Otherwise, I think Bangladesh's Shaktiism is looking the strongest in that area. There is also, if you don't remember, Cebu have Anito, which they haven't spread much, but there is that one in play too.
What do we think the potential is for the Tlingit to spread their religion across the Bering Strait?
Pretty good, actually.
Definitely.
Right? I think they have a better chance of that than getting a foothold anywhere in their continent.
Oh, for sure.
Even make that Tlingit religion. I also want to shout out Rapa Nui for having successfully spread their religion to New Guinea. Great effort.
Yeah, they had to send a missionary so far to do that.
Mad respect to that. Hopefully they can build a little Puerto Tupuna empire. We can see the follower counts as well, and the city counts. You see Persejet leading the way on cities and followers. Then quite close call between Sunni Catholicism and Pachaism for the next slots. And yes, it is. We do have all the religions, just to confirm. There can be no more religions founded. So this is the final religion lineup. Right. Well, we've just been going about 3 hours. What are y'all feeling the best tenets so far? Don't feel anything as strong as Timor's.
The cat one is pretty gross.
Yeah, the cat one's pretty nasty. I mean, they haven't even finished reforming their one, but this Guardian Spirits one, +1 city strength in cities for every city following your religion. Given how isolated their religion is, I think that could be nasty for them.
What was Timor's really strong religious belief in season 3? I forgot what it was.
BCH has that to hand. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Do we have a really strong naval religion at all here?
I wouldn't say so.
I think so. Let's have a look. I mean, God of the Sea.
I think God of the Sea went to Tlingit, but none of their other stuff is terribly aggressive.
No, the stuff is just
yeah.
Puerto Tupuna, not really. They got Bacchanalia, which is always fun.
The flavor for that one is so fun. I'll write an OC for that later on. That'll be fun.
In some cases, the title and the belief descriptions, by the way, don't match up. We're not quite sure why that happened. Some SQL error. If there's a conflict, the name of the belief is correct. So, for example, for Pachaism, you can see it says mosques, and then the description says use faith to purchase mandirs. They don't. They have mosques, not mandirs. Just as a so mentioned.
Oh, that was a question I had actually that I forgot to ask.
There's been a few little SQL errors here and there, which were only picked up when the series started airing, unfortunately. You'll notice as well, if you haven't noticed already, all the governments in the game, the words are reversed, so they all say like tribe, Scottish rather than Scottish tribe. So we're headcanon because England isn't in this game. The Romance language order is the standard order, so it's noun then adjective. That's the official CBRX5 canon.
Yeah.
Please make sure to keep to that during all write-ups from now on. Don't do that up. No, there's not really any good seafaring.
I like how Anishinaabe went for multiple beliefs that are just like maximalist, like the +8 faith and culture from marshes, just super stacking their marshes, and then the belief that's like +10 food and production in the capital, but -1 in every other city.
Yeah.
Like those are super maximalist beliefs.
Yeah,
those are crazy.
Yeah, they're going hard. I mean, hey, that's the Methodists. Maybe I don't know anything about Methodism. Don't quote me on that. Catholicism got medicine bundles, which is a nice enhancer. It heals. So Scythia should be really good at defending. And also they got Defender of the Faith.
Oh, and
so
Defender of the Faith. Yeah, wow.
They turned himself into a little bit of a fortress there.
Who's is that? That's Scythia.
Oh, that's correct.
Scythia, yeah, Scythia.
That actually might be making the difference for Scythia. I think for any Civ to have that combination, Scythia is going to benefit one of the most.
Yeah. That's about
Yeah.
it for interesting tenets, though, I think. Right. We're gonna call that now. I think it's been pretty much exactly 3 hours, which is short for a PRcast, honestly. So we are gonna call that here. If you do want to, for some reason, rewatch this, if you came in late, this will be going up as a VOD if I did everything right. As for the next episode, we won't do one of these every week. The next one will probably be no sooner than CBRX episode 8, probably more like 9 or 10. Not sure whether we'll have the stream up for that one, as in have the Civ map up. We might be just relying on the community tile map for that one, just because that's when loads start to get difficult for me to do. But that'll all be for the next one. Thank you very much for joining us on this PRcast. We did have consistent listeners all the way through, which I'm really happy about. ECH says found it God of the Sea, which the Tlingit took in this one. Defender of the Faith and Faith Healers, which basically the Scythians took in this one. And Mandatory Rebuke, which I'm pretty sure...
That's the same one that Anishinaabe had.
Yeah, the Anishinaabe took that one. So
that really is like a greatest hits religion. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great religion. Timor-Leste's religion was a big part of why they broke out. They did a great job. We're gonna call that now, and thank you very much for joining us. And we'll see you next time.
All right.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.